connecting to the real nerds is so easy. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account, @RealNerds. We also have Instagram. You can call us, 720-6nerds5. You want to email us? You can do that too, realnerds@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
This is Marguerite Bennett, a writer of DC's Bombshells for Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2017 and beyond. I am Ryan. With me is
Brad
and
James
and
Zach.
Wearing Batman.
Yes, the Batman hat.
What's the name of Batman's dad?
Thomas.
His mom?
Martha.
What's Superman's
Martha.
mom's name?
Martha.
Okay.
Why did you say that name?
He passed.
He passed. What is the name of Batman's son?
Damien?
Fuck, pretty good. Pretty good. I've been playing Injustice too. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the League of Injustice 1, but running at 60 frames per second and like way better graphics.
So is this one where Batman's insane now?
No.
I thought the
Isn't
first one
he
was...
already insane?
Well,
he
okay,
dresses up like
I'm
a
sorry,
bat.
more insane than dressing up as a bat at
Well,
night.
spoilers for the first Injustice. The Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane and their unborn child.
How?
And then, I forget what he does. He hits him with some sort of gas. I have to watch the opening
like
again.
fear gas.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And then then Superman kills Joker.
So it's
and
it's the old like, hey, if the villains of one superhero fought a different superhero, all the
would do it
villains would
different,
always
yeah.
win.
Yeah,
Like-
and so Superman kills Joker, and then he instigates basically martial law around the world, and he kills people that commit crimes. So it's a really cool, dark story, and it makes Superman really interesting.
Wait, sorry, say that again.
So Superman is...
It makes Superman really
interesting because he kills people. Like, he'll just kill them instead of letting them commit crimes.
Okay.
And so Batman rallies all the other heroes, and they go through the multiverse to stop Superman. And this one... I'm not very far in the story. I don't really understand because I have to figure out what character you beat the arcade mode with. Story is canon. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm only like 3 chapters in, but I've been playing all the tutorials and just trying to get better at it. Okay. And it's fun.
Cool.
And you can modify everybody. I'm playing Horizon. I've put 76 hours into Horizon.
Holy shit.
And
I can see it.
I'm so stupid because I want to advance the story, but as I'm like running, those little green exclamation points come up around. I'm like, oh, let me see what this person needs.
Yeah.
And it's always just like killing monsters, but
Right.
it's still fun.
I need 3 boar heads.
Okay, let me go get those. And then for a while, I wouldn't fast travel. I would run to places or ride one of the mechanical bulls or something.
Yeah.
And then when I opened up the whole world and I'd have to go 5,000 areas, it's like one side of the map. If you run it, it probably takes about an hour. So I'm like, fuck this. So I started buying a bunch of fast travel and just going all over the place.
Yeah.
But no, the game's great. That's
really
what I've been
good.
playing. Yep.
Yep.
It's if you guys are looking for comic books, though, Andrew just bought a shitload of like a huge collection, and I mean it's mostly like Spider-Man's, but also like almost a complete run of Fantastic Four and Iron Man. And then he had this really cool. So Ghost Riders had like many volumes, and the first one is like 70s Marvel Supernatural, so it's really dorky. And I really want to get this issue. I didn't get it, but I flipped through it, and it's Ghost Rider literally fighting a great white shark. And on the cover it says, "In the tradition of Jaws." It's like sea of blood. And then I asked Andrew, like, how is his head still on fire underwater?
When he looks into the eyes, when the shark looks into the eyes of Ghost Rider, what does it see?
Oh shit! I don't even know. The
Right?
pennant stare.
Yeah.
And also, but I read it, and the Ghost Rider saved by friendly dolphins.
What? Wait,
Yep.
why can the Ghost Rider? Why can the Ghost Rider not beat a shark? All right,
I've seen
let's
him
list
next
out
month.
the ways you can kill a shark. First, poison. Second, no, I'm just kidding.
Hellfire. You think it would work?
Shark repellent.
Shark repellent.
No, that just repels them. It doesn't kill them.
Hanging. I see a lot of pictures of sharks hanging.
If you spray them with enough repellent.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah,
Could
no,
act as
it's
a poison.
pretty great, and he hasn't priced them all. That one has there, so he has $299 and $300. $299 has like a little panel of Venom, so it's technically his first appearance, and then his first full blown appearance, the one that's really a lot, is $300. And this guy said, "Well, how much is it?" And Andrew said, $400. Oh, that's expensive. Not that expensive. That comic is hard to find, and everybody wants it. We'll talk about Venom later.
Has Andrew
Real.
dissolved my hold slot yet?
I don't know. When's the last time you went?
I don't remember. It's more than 4 months.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't-
4 months isn't so
I
bad.
don't know if Andrew will. Bruce might.
Yeah.
You call
If
him.
it was like 4 years,
Yeah.
It's got like over $100 in comics there that I can't.
Well, how many titles do you get a year? I mean, a year, a month.
I dropped it down to just the 2 Ninja Turtle ones and then the Batman.
So you have 3. So you only 4 months.
Yeah.
You have
I mean,
You have,
last
like-
time I was there, the stack was this high,
like 12 comics in there.
oh, that's
so it's probably this high now.
wait.
It's pretty bad.
How is 2 books this high?
It's like
The
back-
listeners can't see, but
that's months
it's
of-
8 inches.
before the last time I was there. Like I didn't. Last time I was there, I didn't buy all the books I had. I just bought the ones I could.
Ah, yes.
So it's even before that, it's all the books that I couldn't get.
Gotcha.
I know. I got to go back and go through the Spider-Mans. They're not like the highest grade, but when they're Amazing Spider-Mans, early ones, I can't afford the highest grades.
Right.
I could, but I'd be divorced. So, so they're lower grades. So I like to fill in my gaps with them.
You emotionally can't afford.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like Andrew gave me the first appearance of the Green Goblin for like $110.
Yeah.
But it's missing like the Spider-Man logo and the letter page. Someone cut it out, so
Aw.
technically not a complete book.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect the story, and it's in the very back.
Yeah.
And so like $100, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the first appearance of the Green Goblin. How many people have that issue?
Right.
Not a lot.
Yeah. A number.
Yeah.
That's not huge.
Amazing Spider-Man 14.
I don't have it, but Ryan does.
I do.
I mean, I do now because I stole it during Ryan's move.
Ah, okay.
But
It's all right. He did have the first appearance of Shocker, and when he prices it, I might get it for you. Because I don't think it's a very high quality one, but he's still like blasting like pillars.
I guarantee you, it's not a very high quality one. It's the first appearance of the Shocker.
Well, it's Amazing Spider-Man 42 though, or 47. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty early issue. So it's still even in, I think, like not very good condition. Still like an $80 book.
I read it once. It's in the essentials.
It is, but I think
So.
Near Mint. I have one in Near Mint. I think I paid like $80 for it.
Oh wow.
So I mean, and then
Yeah.
he shows up later and he's blasting his own face, shattering it, shattered by the Shocker.
The Shocker's really cool. I mean, he's not. The Shocker's fucking stupid, but the Shocker is amazing.
Yes. Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Prometheus, Alien Covenant.
Prometheus 2 Xenomorph Boogaloo.
Yes. I don't know. We saw Alien Covenant. Stay tuned to the end of the show where we will talk about Alien Covenant and spoilers because there will be spoilers in this. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, Paradise Lost. Better name for the movie.
Yes. I did go see it at Sloan's Lake Draft House, and it's pretty nice there.
Oh man. I'm jealous.
When I was there, I ordered popcorn and they forgot about it. I was really sad.
Still
So
learning.
is it nice there?
No, it is. I think it's been open officially like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not mad.
No, I know.
The lady came by and she's like, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Can I get my popcorn?" And she like ran out, and then I felt bad because the guy who was training her came back with it.
Popcorn's
Yeah.
her trigger word.
And
Did he rub her nose in it?
probably. And then she came down. She
Don't forget this popcorn.
I bought the popcorn for you. I was like, "Oh, I don't have to. It's not like a mad. It's just
It's a popcorn.
yeah. They're training. I'm not gonna get like."
Yeah.
What she should have brought it, she just like pushed it off the table as soon as she brought it. Now pick it up. But that movie theater is really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I hear that the menu appears smaller.
It is.
but it's not actually. They have all the stuff. Like if you go and you're used to the normal one, you can order like the blue cheeseburger or whatever, and they have it. They're just still trying to.
Yeah, it's only
learn.
smaller in like they have the stuff you can get,
Yeah.
but you just have to ask for it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it has all the highlights. Like it has a carnivore,
Yeah.
but they can still make the pepperoni pizza.
Right.
you
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's-
yeah. Kitchen is just still learning because it's new, right?
yeah,
So,
and it's fun.
yeah.
It smells new in there too. It smells like a new car.
Told you.
Oh
does.
man.
My
I
wife
gotta
said
go.
that too.
I gotta go.
Oh, so it wasn't you? I thought it was you that posted that thing about going. It was you.
No.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't get
Yeah, I
up
took
there.
my wife. She actually wanted to see a movie with me.
What?
Yeah.
No, she wanted to see a movie and you were there.
Yeah. No, she said, I told her I was going to go see Alien Covenant, and she said, I want to go.
Aw.
What?
That's so
You'll
sweet.
go see Alien Covenant, but you won't go see Guardians of the Galaxy with me. I don't understand. And she said, I'm so over superheroes.
Did she choose wisely? Wait and find out.
Maybe.
Hey, did you hear we have a new theme song?
I did.
Yeah. It played right before we started talking. We just didn't acknowledge it that much last week, so I just wanted to give a shout out.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Thanks, Mike at Plan 9 Studios.
Yeah.
For our
Speaking of smelling like a new car, we smell like a new car. We sound like we smell like a new car.
We smell like we sound?
Yeah.
We sound like we smell.
Sure.
Just
We also
saying.
talk about movies that are coming out on Blu-ray, movie news, and movies we've been watching. We have fun, and thanks for everybody who listened to our massive 300th episode.
All two of you. It's 6 hours long.
I watched it I listened to it a couple times.
Oh, my goodness.
So that might be just me.
I listened to it at work, so.
Yeah, I listened to it on iTunes, and now I'm listening to it on Stitcher. So
It's weird. Like I get to like the 7th round, and somehow 2 hours just flies by.
it does.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't feel like 5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm driving when I listen to it, but
Yeah. I'm just amazed that I've listened to it like 5 times, and it hasn't felt like it's chewed up a ton of my time.
we did a good job on that.
Still my
episode.
favorite moment.
Did you make it to the supercut?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
great job, Brad.
Thanks.
I forgot about the voicemail of the guy who was defending Kristen Stewart vehemently.
Yeah, that's great.
But my favorite moment, and that's not in the supercut, has to be when James is going, my number 3 is, and he takes a bit of a pause, and you just yelled out, stupid. That and Henry struggling to tell people he liked La La Land.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was going to keep the stuff we talked about like as the trailers are going, but for the actiony trailers like Spider-Man, it got really hard. Like the sound was competing between what we were saying and the explosions.
But with Henry's, it was very easy.
So I left the ones, were just music. I left us talking over it because that helps. But yeah, so I had to cut some
All
of
of
the ones.
Henry's trailers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
You know, I know he's going to film school, but he doesn't have to like those films. Like,
He liked Paddington.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, I was like floored by that.
But like I said,
decision.
I don't want to. Henry, you don't have to like those. You don't have to like them.
Give him
Do you?
time.
And I was, do you really like them? Do you really like French films that are 4 hours long?
He got me interested in watching trying to watch The Imposter. I want to know.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I really
interesting.
Watch that. Are you interested in the French film?
Which one?
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll still try
You
to watch
don't even
Rust and
know.
Bone.
You don't even know. Henry called in this week. Here's the new art house asshole.
I love art house movies. You can call me Mr. Asshole.
What's up, nerds? It's Henry giving you an update on Art House Asshole. This week, we watched Christine, which is, if you remember correctly, back at the end of last year, I reviewed Kate Plays Christine. This film was on the same topic of Christine Chubbuck, but it's a narrative film starring Rebecca Hall, Michael C. Hall, a couple other people. It's good. It's not great, but it is. It's much better than the documentary, which ended up being the worst, in my opinion, the worst film of 2016. I don't have much else to say about it. I just think it's a good view on depression, and it's a good portrayal of depression and suicide, which is rare these days, even though everyone's trying to do it. So if you're interested in that, I would definitely check it out. Other than that, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed Alien this week. Bye.
I was really interested in Rust and Bone, and then he kept talking, and then I was less interested because it got sad. I was like, oh, she overcomes getting her legs bit off? No, she's just sad. Oh.
Again, big birthday party coming up where we're all first to watch Rust and Bone.
Oh,
Brad,
man.
are you ready to tell us what's going on around town?
Well, the drive-in's been having a week because of the awful rain. They've been flooded out most. So
Did it damage their screen?
no, but most of the ground is dirt and rocks, so it flooded, and so they were closed for like 3 days, reopened, then closed again the next day because the weather came back. And so, as far as I know, they're still holding over Beauty and the Beast, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Fate of the Furious.
Nice.
So,
Still a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, and then the Esquire PDF on my phone still isn't displaying properly. So
I'm pretty sure it's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Sure, or The Room. Yeah. Last night it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Yeah.
Oh no shit! Did you
Yeah.
go?
I did.
Had you seen that movie before?
Uh,
With the ooze?
Yeah, I saw it on DVD.
Oddman Ooze. What's his name?
Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze.
Paul
Right.
Freeman from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Was it good?
I mean, it was,
I haven't seen it since I was
Well, we can
that
talk
age.
about it. This is our next segment, What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Thank you. I was like trying to set up.
I was trying to kill time so that I could pull up the PDF. It's Rocky Horror Picture Show and The Room this week. So,
There you go.
Yep.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Shut the door.
Well, it's like twice a month, so yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to make room so that I could pull it up. So
So you saw Mighty Morphin Power Rangers this week, Brad?
Yeah, Midnight's the Esquire. The print was, I mean, it's probably a digital thing, but it looked fantastic for one. But it's
Well, yeah, because they're the only people who've ever asked for
it's
it.
cornball as hell.
I was going to say, because it hasn't been watched since
Yeah.
it was released.
Well, I walked in there and they have the classic poster, like the actual printed poster in the glass. That's cool. And it looked pristine. So I'm like, wow, where'd they find a 22-year-old poster that like
In a warehouse
that no one gives a shit about? That looks that great. And then yeah, the movie will look good. I mean, the movie itself isn't like it's
Yeah, but how cute.
lowest common denominator kids cheese from
Is
that
it better
era.
than the new one?
I was just going to ask.
No, though the new one's like better quality.
Yeah.
But this one actually is built on like the
The
show.
Yeah.
It's like it's the original essence. So like that's cool. But yeah, the jokes. It has that '90s like joke quippy fighting thing that I hate that the Ninja Turtles created basically. And all their
Or Spider-Man created in the 60s?
and that the Turtles destroyed in the '90s.
I'm just not going to give it to you. You like that?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I know I am.
That the Ninja Turtles drove into the ground with 3 movies, and then there's like Warriors of Virtue and yeah, all those live action martial arts kid shows. What was I saying? Yeah, it's just and there's all the CGI. They make all the Zords CGI, and it's early '90s CGI where it looks like a tech demo, and Ivan Ooze turns into his own Zord, and
Yeah.
it's just doesn't hold up at all, and it has that like '90s morph feature. So when he transforms like out of a lumpy purple ooze, it's like Star Trek 6, like the
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Iman changes into Kirk type
Yes.
stuff, and then the Klingon blood is actually better in Star Trek 3 than Ivan Ooze is in
Oh.
this.
Probably Star Trek 3 had more money.
And then when
Probably, yeah.
the Rangers are like jumping around, it was like blatant wire work. At one point, the White Ranger does like this sidekick that's like out of Street Fighter. You know, when he's like hanging in there, but he's still like kicking from the side.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like gravity doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, the video game
Oh,
Street Fighter. Oh,
They
yeah.
did that all the
No,
time.
that's happened in Street Fighter the movie.
Yeah.
And that Jackie Chan movie too,
Yeah.
where he dresses up as Chun-Li.
The important question is, how cute is the Pink Ranger in her ninja outfit?
Oh, that's right, because they also trade out their animal powers because they're
Yeah.
like it's the ninja
They
powers.
become ninjas.
I mean, yeah, she's cute,
Yeah.
but
When I was 8, it was great.
Insight into James.
yeah.
He's whacking it to the Power Rangers.
Oh.
Kimberly.
I don't even know her name. I just know it's garbage.
Her name is Kimberly. No, he's right.
Yeah.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole story is
She was in the new one.
Rita and Lord Zed dig up. Well, the city of Angel Grove digs up this ancient egg, and then Rita and
Yes.
Zed crack open the egg, and Ivan Ooze comes out, and they're like, "You're going to help us defeat Zordon and the
Is that
Power
where
Rangers."
the Rockies got the idea for Dinger? They're digging Coors Field and they found a large egg and out popped that stupid fucking dinosaur.
You know,
Totally the same thing.
the Rockies, they started in '93, right?
Coors Field opened though in '95.
Yeah, and this movie
Yeah.
came out in '95, so they might have like ripped from the headlines.
Yeah.
I got
like
an
it to
idea for a
me.
Power Rangers movie.
And Ivan Ooze is like purplish and the
Yeah, he's purple and gross, and so
I don't remember this
he
movie at
decides, yeah, I'm not going to help Rita and
Nor
Zed.
should
I'm just
you.
going to be my own villain, and he traps them in an Angel Grove snow globe, and then he takes Goldar and his little pig buddy, which I never saw in the show, and
Oh,
he oozes into Zordon's lair, incapacitates Zordon, and because without Zordon, the Rangers don't have their powers, so they have to go to this magical fantasy world, like another planet somewhere in the galaxy, and then train, like, with the new ninja powers.
What the fuck is this movie about?
It's about creating another TV show.
Yeah.
It's actually, if you just swap out, if you take out Ivan Ooze and just say that, like, hey, they can't morph because they like don't believe in themselves yet, like, or they don't trust each other as a team. It's basically the movie we just saw.
Do they explain what morphin is?
No.
Okay.
No.
They didn't explain it in the new movie either.
No, you don't need to. They morph into guys with a suit. Like, they get powers and
That's
they become
what morphing
suits.
is.
They
Just
become
changing.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They morph.
But half
so
the
they're
movie
Shang
they're-
Tsung. All right.
Half the movie they're talking about, like, oh, we have to hurry and, like, rescue, like, get the new crystal so we can give power back to Zordon. But they make constant, like, detours in their strategy.
Yeah.
That they don't need to. That, you know, when they finally do get back to Zordon with the power, like, he's already dead. And they're like, oh, darn it.
That's right.
We didn't make it in time. It's like, of course you didn't make it in time. You took all those diversions.
That's right. He ends up like they break his funny Wizard of Oz tube thing, and then there's like an old man laying in there, like,
laying in a sack.
I'm an old guy
in a giant sweater.
Yeah, that's right. I remember being very disturbed by that.
But this is where they join hands, and what they learn under their ninja training is that if they believe in what they can do anything.
Yes.
And so they just believe in bringing Zordon back to life, and they bring him back to life.
Yes.
And yeah, so they defeat Ivan with their Zords. Their horribly CGI early 90s rendering Zords. And what's the other thing? Oh, yeah, and there's a subplot where Ivan Ooze has sold all the parents in Angel Grove, like, vials of his ooze.
Yes.
And it's like a mind control ooze, so the parents, like, touch it, and then they just end up digging up the excavation yard for.
So why did they buy it?
It's actually part of.
He sold it to the kids, and the kids brought it home. Like, he told them it was a toy. Yeah, and then so, like, the one main kid's dad comes home, and he's like, I don't know what the kid's name, Billy. Where you at? Oh, what's this on the counter? And he, like, opens it up, touches it, mind control, walks down the street, like the whole neighborhood is walking down, and then they go to the excavation yard. And then when Ivan's done, he's like, all right, I'm done with you guys. Go walk off a cliff. And so all the parents start walking towards this.
Oh, I hope they would. Do they?
No, they get close, and the kids are, like, holding them back, and the parents are just keep walking because they're stronger. And then the main kid, Billy, whatever, sees a giant fire hose thing for the construction yard and, like, fires it up and starts spraying the parents to, like, keep them from going. And then finally
they fell off the cliff.
Yeah.
It's actually part of a large product placement for Sunny D, because the kid runs in and he's like, hey, what do we have to drink? Like, we got water, we got purple stuff.
Yeah.
I want some of that purple stuff.
And at the end, they go hang out and eat crab and watch the fireworks to Van Halen's Dreams.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of money they had. They licensed Van Halen.
I saw that movie in theaters.
I did too. I took my little brother to it.
So
But
did I
everything you
now.
explained to me, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean, what you described was an episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah. It's like an extended episode with
Yeah.
better special effects, oddly enough.
Yeah. Less Rita screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, at one point, she's screaming, and then Ivan Ooze throws his goo at her mouth, and Zed's like, finally, someone shut her up.
Yeah.
Threw his goo at her mouth.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's terrible.
It tastes like tuna.
Fuck off.
So that's I watched a lot of other stuff because I missed the week before our 300. The first thing I saw, They Call Me Jeeg, which is a Alamo Film Club movie, and it's the one I asked you to see because Steve recommended that you see it because it's a superhero movie, but it's a foreign film.
Yeah, the film club though always does them when I work.
Yeah, Monday nights.
Sucks.
Yeah,
But I'm switching over to days, so hopefully I'll be able to start going to them now.
yeah. But unfortunately, you missed this movie, which I would call a hybrid of Spider-Man plus Unbreakable. So, Italian Unbreakable. So
I have to read subtitles.
yeah,
No, I'm good. Just kidding.
Reading.
but yeah, it's this guy who's kind of like in the criminal underworld and in the process of like this deal gone bad. He falls into the river and like gets overrun with this weird oil from some tugboat, and then he just has superpowers. This radioactive oil. he gets superpowers,
and he can turn into a tugboat whenever he has all the powers of a tugboat.
No, he just gets David Dunn's powers from Unbreakable. So he's really strong, but he's still kind of mortal.
Sure.
And then
can he see evil like in Unbreakable?
No.
Okay.
No. Did he sees evil in Unbreakable?
Yeah, he can touch people and like see that they're evil inside.
Yeah. No, he can't do that.
Now that we know who you are.
Yeah, I know who I am.
But it was cool. I was surprised. It was actually a lot of fun.
Is his superhero name Jeeg?
No, the Jeeg thing is there's like this. I don't know if it's a real anime, but in the movie it's this anime, and then the girl. There's a girl across his apartment, the opposite apartment. He was working for her dad, doing some kind of crime lord stuff. They were doing some drug smuggling deal that went bad. Her dad got killed. And so when he goes home, she's like, "Where's my dad at?" And then she's messed up, and you find out later on why she's got a screw loose. But she's kind of got like a stunted intelligence, and she's like a big fan of this anime. She's got a very childlike personality, even though she's like an adult woman.
Sure.
And this Jeeg robot thing. So when she finds out that he has these powers, she calls him like, "You're like the Jeeg robot guy." Yeah.
They call me Mr. Jeeg.
So and eventually he like gets into the show because he's struggling with like trying to become a hero and not being the shitty person that he was before.
Sure.
Yeah. So, and then there's like this other crime boss who's a complete whack job, and he gets, once he finds out that this guy has those powers, he tries to track him down and like blackmails him to tell him where the tugboat with oil is, and then he falls in, but he falls in because there's this other crime boss that like shoots at him and then like sets him on fire, and so he becomes like Mr. Glass, but not fragile, you know.
So just a guy.
He's got the superpowers, but he's on the same level as our hero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so they have a showdown at like a stadium. He's gonna blow it up to get attention. He's a big attention whore.
Sure.
But he's all scarred and stuff and burned, and then he blows up at the end. It's really funny.
It's hilarious
because the when they're fighting underwater trying to like get the bomb out of there and it blows up, there's a shot. He had this wig on, this rocker wig after like he got burned.
Sure.
And he's very vain, so that's why he's wearing the wig. But it floats across the screen, and I just remember Jean-Claude Van Damme's Dan Van did the same thing.
Maybe they saw your movie.
So you're a genius, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh man,
I'm so smart.
So yeah, They Call Me Jeeg was actually pretty cool.
Good.
I saw Heat in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the audience was shit.
Oh no.
They had the Q&A with Michael Mann, and the whole audience just talked through it.
Where was it?
At the Draft House.
Oh, really?
They didn't have the like, "Hey, shut up" card. It just went from the pre-show straight into the Q&A, and the Q&A is usually at the end.
Yeah.
But they did it ahead of this one, and so everyone was just sitting there chatting, whatever. You know, I eventually tuned out because it was so bad I couldn't pay attention to what Mann was saying.
Terrible.
And then just jumped in the movie, so there was never the "Hey, quiet," like there's a no talking zone thing.
Yeah.
So like before the movie started, I was texting Steve saying like, "What the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah,
what's going on?" And he was surprised.
Yeah,
that's not how things went. So something went wrong.
Yeah. Because usually those things, the Q&A is afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is great because most of the audience gets up and leaves, and I'm like, y'all are dumb.
Yeah, I did the Friday the 13th with Victor Miller. He was on before, but people were really nice. You know, I found that a lot of times if it's a really nerd-friendly film, people know.
Yeah.
Where that Heat is, it's a good movie, but it's also a hipster movie where people are like,
it's like the same people. Yeah, people who like Heat also like Scarface.
That's what I mean. Like it's not
Heat is a much better movie.
Yeah, it's way better. It's people that will go to it that have the Scarface poster up.
Sure.
Like my wife.
Sure.
And it was a sold out show, so like it was packed. Like,
oh yeah,
there was no pockets of quietness.
And Heat's not a movie that gets shown super often.
Yeah,
and things like that either, right? Like,
but it was amazing. Like,
yeah.
Like I've liked it before, but with the proper sound, like I've watched it at home a lot.
It's not the same.
But the actual sound design, not even just including the classic firefight in the streets. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
It's just like it's an epic. It's great.
Yeah.
So glad I got to see it like that. I also watched another foreign film called The Lure.
Oh yeah,
which is
that's the mermaid movie.
it's like a mermaid fable, but kind of Europop. That I didn't like as much.
Define Europop.
It's surrounded by a lot of a lot of colors, electronic music. It's a bunch of different things in one movie. It's one like these mermaids are trying to be a bunch of rock stars, but also one of them is trying to find love and like lose her legs.
I mean, basically, they're just trying to be a part of your world
or lose her fin. Yeah, be part of her world.
She's trying to.
So it's like Gem and the Holograms meets a Disney movie.
She keeps finding herself laying across train tracks, like waiting for a train that never comes.
And then it's also a horror movie because the mermaids are eating people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
From Has a lot of things going on in it.
Everyone else in the audience seemed to like it, but I was kind of like,
she purposely leaves her legs in a taxi, but they show back up at her apartment again.
Yeah. No, like, there's this band. I forgot the name of it. It's some foreign thing.
Fishtails.
It's got the little umlauts over it. They're like hanging out on the edge of a river, and then they're like singing and dancing next to a fire, and then these two mermaids swim up and they start singing with them, and it just cuts to the strip club where they do their music, and they like introduce.
Do the mermaids strip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's tons of nudity in it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wait, are they half fish?
Whenever they touch water, their fin comes out. When they're dry, they're human.
Okay.
So it's like Splash.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is any part of this movie like From Dusk Till Dawn, but with fish people?
I haven't seen Till Dusk Till Dawn.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Well,
then somebody else
change.
Somebody else needs to go see The Lure because I need to know whether or not this movie is like From Dusk Till Dawn. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you should see From Dusk Till Dawn. It's kind of like The Lure, but with vampires.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it.
And probably way better.
And the first half is pretty good.
Yeah, but eventually the band gets sick of the mermaids because they're getting more press.
They keep eating all the audiences.
And eating the audiences, so they try to murder the mermaids. Like they the drummer like punches them both in the face really hard, and then they dump them in a river. I'm like, how's that going to stop them? They're just going to come back, and then they do come back, and then like one of them's like, oh, it's fine, and then she bites off his finger.
What? So is it like Josie and the Pussycats, but with piranha people?
You're making a lot of analogies. I'm just trying to tell you the story. Sure. It's a bunch of musical mermaids. It's like they're eating people. Like the one's just bored, and she decides, oh, I'm going to go eat somebody.
This is
confusing.
confusing.
And she pulls out his heart and drags it underwater.
Sure.
What?
Yeah.
That's how most cannibals are, right? Like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
That guy over there looks
how they roll.
appetizing.
And then the one mermaid falls for like the other guy in the band, and then she goes through this procedure where they just cut her in half, and she just swaps legs with
What?
some other girl who I guess wants to be a mermaid.
So you can become a mermaid by having your legs.
We don't really see what happens to the other girl, but they just take that girl's legs and put her on the mermaid's like torso, and then everything's fine.
What do you mean they just take her legs?
It's a surgery scene. It's a top-down thing. She's just cut straight in half. They take like a mannequin set of legs, sew them onto her, and then they cut to the next scene where she's just got stitches and she's perfectly fine.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Okay, so James, I don't want to hear that Tusk is ridiculous ever again.
Well, it's different.
She just takes her legs,
Tusk
And then there's a weird shot.
finds them in the laundry basket, and it's like, these are mine now.
It's also like part like La La Land musical because early on when they're like the most popular duo
Someone in
ever,
the reservoir to make it
they go
move.
shopping, and it's just everyone in the store just breaks out into song and dance with them.
Brad got really loud because he wants you guys to shut up.
I have like 6 things to get through. Stop.
I know.
Yeah, you're slowing it down.
This was so funny.
It's gonna be for forever.
It's great. It's so good.
The other thing I had to see was Logan Noir,
Oh, man.
which was awesome, and you can hear a little bit of it right now.
And I don't know, maybe this is something that you, for instance, Hutch, could like illuminate, but I'm curious. I mean, I think for context sake, we think about Deadpool now, like this R-rated film that made so much money and was so successful with critics and fans. But you guys were in development. This was going to be R before Deadpool came out. You didn't know there would be that audience. Was the studio always on board 110%? Was there a massive fight in any way on any of the story points that we eventually saw that landed on the big screen?
There really wasn't. You know, the key catalyst in this, honestly, in my opinion, was Jim, because we had conversations in different iterations, and even going back long before the Wolverine, about more grounded storytelling within the universe. But candidly, I don't think we were equipped yet. And I'll say it on behalf of the studio and even the various people involved. And Jim was sort of a catalyst in so many different ways in galvanizing the studio's confidence about doing something bold, in the conviction that he had about the tone that it required, in the the kind of amazing instinct and navigational skill he had about where we needed to go with the story. He really was, in the best sense of what I think of as a filmmaker, was the captain of this journey. And that was obviously in conjunction with you, unquestionably, and from the beginning. But for me, I don't think, I honestly, and this is, we often say this about actors, and it's certainly true of Hugh in this role, but I cannot picture another filmmaker doing anything even close to what was accomplished with this film, other than Jim. And that I think that's how significant change occurs in storytelling, in filmmaking, is when somebody comes along that has the combination of talent and passion and instinct and conviction and skill. And that's a rare thing. I'm describing a very small group of people, but it really is. It is.
And guts. No, I'm going to talk before you.
Go. Well, it seems like a good moment to let you guys talk.
And guts. And I was so excited. This is my third film with Jim, and we always talked about doing stuff, but along for the 17 years that we worked together. But to have a blank canvas for Jim, I mean, unfortunately, you had to inherit an actor. But apart from that, it was a blank canvas in terms of script, of what we did with it, and we really were Steve Asbell and Emma Watts and we had a meeting at a hotel in Los Angeles early on, and I thought that would be tough, that meeting, where I said to Jim, I said, I'm just going to go and have a meeting so that they know that I'm really in, and it's not just you and not just you making. And that was about a 3-minute meeting. It was literally like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, no, I'm really serious. Like, this is what we want to make. Yeah, great, let's go.
We kept bracing for people to be opposed to us.
Yeah.
And certain things conspired, I think, in our favor. One was Deadpool eventually came out and was a massive success, so that kind of defanged the fears about rated R quite as much. Also, we promised to make the movie for less money so that we could be rated R, so that helps.
That always helps.
But the last thing, that I talked about when the movie came out, but I think is really interesting, is one of the main reasons I wanted it to be R wasn't per se blue language or violence, while all those things were in some ways, particularly the violence for this character, a value added for me in some ways. It was really because when you make a movie of this scale or with this kind of pressure on it, whether it's a smaller one or a bigger one, but still it's a summer movie, there's a lot of pressure on the movie in the marketplace. And if the movie's rated R, frankly, it gets graded on a curve. Not everyone can go. It's just that simple now. Not every 14-year-old or 11-year-old or 6-year-old, God willing, is going to be being able to buy tickets to this movie. So that it reduces the box office. Okay, so that's a problem for the studio. That's why we made it cheaper. But it does something else. It suddenly means you're not making a movie for 6-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 11-year-olds. And the kind of story you can tell and the way you tell it, when you're not concerned with establishing cutesy sidekick characters that become something that they give away or someone makes action figures out of, or that you're not worried about the attention span of a 7-year-old and whether they're going to be looking up from their gummy bears or not, whether you're just telling a story for essentially grown-ups. A huge part of the comic book world of the graphic novel is adults who read them, not children. And that at some point, the marketing skew when you make these movies all aimed at carrying really young children along, first of all, produces movies that are, frankly, even at PG-13, too violent for kids, in my opinion. But second of all, it also cheats grown-ups of having some part of their fantasy experience or their comic book experience honored with adult themes and ideas. And I think that by getting a rated R, it gave us a driver's license to make, I hope you agree, a more sophisticated movie, or a movie that even took its time sometimes with the characters as opposed to having to gun along so fast.
Well said, definitely.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we're all relieved that the audience was there and received it as well as they did. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the luxury of having a Q&A like this a couple months after it's been out, as we've all seen it, probably multiple times, so we can talk a little bit about the ending. Hugh, you've had a lot of time to kind of think about how you want it to go out. Specifically, I would think literally how the ending would look to you, like what your last moments on screen would be as this character. Did you have thoughts that you shared with James and Hutch in terms of what the final moments of Logan should be, what the last words should be? Were there alternates to that sort of the last scenes of the film?
I'm going to be honest, I was a bit of a pain in the ass for Jim, and I was wrong 95% of the time, but which made it even more amazing. But there was a lot of things that I was like, Jim, no, and I would fight, okay, and he would listen to me, but listen, I think there. And when I saw the movie, it was a litany of, yeah, you were right, you were right, you were right, you were right. Even before that, obviously, while we were making it. But all I knew, actually, at the end, we were pretty open about whether it would be, for Logan or not, because Unforgiven was a huge influence for me. And actually, the film is more devastating for me, the fact that he just rides out of town unforgiven and somehow damned in his heroism. And I thought it was such a beautiful, poetic finish. I said, whatever we finish with, it has to be earned and it has to feel in keeping. And so when we went into, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we decided whether he would die or not.
No, it was really not. It was about, I think, earning the right ending.
Yeah.
But I think we wanted it to feel over, meaning we wanted a sense of a curtain coming down at the end, not a kind of, I don't want to speak for you, but I certainly didn't want people speculating that we'd left a hole open for more money making and bilking and doing. That I wanted it to be like the curtains come down. We told the story, and just like a regular movie, we're not leaving something out there. We're actually, the story's over.
But the highlight for me, and I'm saying this because so many people ask me who came up with that ending with the cross turning into the X, and that was Jim Mangold. And so he wrote it. And when I read it, I thought, oh, that's beautiful. It seemed very poetic on the page, but when I saw it, I cried. That's when I really, and I sat next to Patrick Stewart. We saw it for the first time, and both of us wept. And I was Stephen Colbert. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I just saw him the other night. He says, I've seen it 3 times in the theater, in the cinema, and I cried every single time at that final image. But there is something so patient and courageous as a filmmaker just to allow everything to culminate in that one moment. And it's a privilege to be under the ground while that movie happens, that moment happens.
But that was cool. I mean, it didn't add anything for me other than it looked more dramatic in black and white. And one part of the Q&A, the guys, the moderator asks, is this your definitive version? Like, is this the one you wanted to do? And James Mangold's like, no, it's just a curiosity for me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that they're both my children, and it's just I wanted to see what it would look in black and white, and I thought it was cool, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. But the one that came out in March is the one I made, because that's my DP and my production designer. They picked the colors for the movie. They did a lot of hard work, so I'm not going to say I wish it was the black and white version.
Yeah. I deleted their work and I think it's better.
Yeah. So, but it's just like an alternative thing. That's cool. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had seen it. The trailer for it is just gorgeous.
You will be able to see it
on Tuesday.
Yep.
Don't get me started with Best Buy right now. I tried to pre-order it, and it says not available for shipping, and you can't pick it up within the Denver area.
That's when you just show up at the store and get it. Because I have the same.
I hope it's there.
I ran into the same problem with Steel Panther's special edition CD they had there. It had 2 special extra tracks. They won't let me pre-order it. So I just show up and I got it.
It's like they're pushing pre-orders, but like I can only get it in Iowa. What the hell is that? How's that help?
Yeah.
So and now I just got to like hope I get to the store early enough and they have like enough steelbooks.
Well, I don't work on. Are you doing it? What are you doing on Tuesday? I mean, I don't.
I'm gonna be at Best Buy like at 9 a.m.
I was gonna say I don't work if I'm there and there's the next one I can pick it up for you.
Cool.
Is the black and white version only on the steelbook or?
No, I think it's on all of them.
I think it's on all of them, but I'm not certain.
Oh, okay.
Like, because there's also different versions of the Blu-ray. There's like a 4K version, and I don't know if like the regular Blu-ray maybe doesn't have it. So
I can look for you.
I pre-ordered the 4K one, so.
And then I also watched An American Tail, Five Goes West.
Yeah,
that's on Netflix now, and not as great as the first one.
Don't ruin this for me.
The animation seems. It's just it seems like a lot less budget. The story's okay, like Five Goes West, and there's like John Cleese's Caterwaul, like this smooth, like smooth talking guy who like promises a lot of things, but he's like straddling the line of like friend of the mice and also like helping out the cats to like trick all the mice into doing this
Two-Faced
job. Yeah, Two-Faced. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing that struck me like right away is just like the directing of the animation and the style of the animation. Like it lacks shading that the first one had. Like it's very like.
Was this one theatrical?
Flat. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it in the theater the last time I saw it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Me too, I'm sure.
Because that usually when they go direct to video, that's when they stop really putting that much effort into it.
Yeah. But it just seems more like a Looney Tunes cartoon than a like the dramatic, weighty version, like the original. So,
one's an immigrant story, the other one's a fun cowboy picture.
Yeah, just a fun romp. Yeah. And the last thing I saw was I've just been like streaming episodes of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Nice.
On Netflix.
Is it the one where Toad has a Brooklyn accent?
Yeah.
It's like, hey Mario, let's go take care of these guys over here.
But it's still a little bit like that. Like that you do? Like that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let's go take care of these guys over here, Mario.
That's it. So, yeah. But it's funny. There's like live action intros with Captain Lou Albano and Luigi. And then every episode there's some special guest star. Like one was, what's her name from the Wonder Years?
Winnie Cooper?
Yeah. And then some girl who eventually went on to be on Baywatch.
Winnie Cooper?
Yeah. It's just silly. And like, there's no, like, they're just stupid stories. There's no, like,
I still think it's a cute show, though. Like, it's whatever.
It's watching that and the Real Ghostbusters cartoon made me wish that Netflix had an option where you could like add a bunch of shows to a playlist that acted like a network executive, a programmer, so that it would pick episodes from each of those shows. And if you came home and just said like play lineup, it would just go progressively through each episode. And instead of like binge watching like one single show,
so like a Saturday morning kind of thing.
Yeah, like a Saturday morning.
There should just be Netflix just needs that, but with like where you just pick the shows you're watching through, and it'll just play the next one. Like it'll just you set it up so that. Hey, here's the next episode of House of Cards, and then after that, it's going to show me the next episode of whatever other show I'm watching.
Like you're programming your own prime time lineup.
Yeah.
I was going to say, call it My Prime Time, copyright Real Nerds Podcast.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, right? That'd be awesome.
Or even, I mean, Amazon should do it too, because like I watch stuff. Like I'll buy Fargo. I'll buy the whole season before the season's aired, and then every week the new episode comes out, and I'll watch it. I could just come home and click a button, and it would show me the 4 shows that I've bought. As the episodes come out.
My Prime Time.
Yeah,
that's a really good idea.
Thank you.
We're really smart.
Copyright Real Nerds Podcast.
Well, I mean, you're really smart. That's a cool idea.
Because I like binge watching once in a while, but I also feel like I don't retain the entertainment like I used to when I watched it episode to episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, there's just like this. I'm watching all these cartoons that I don't really care about. Like I would just watch one at a time. Yeah. But it'd be great if it was like a block of different ones.
I thought you were going to say more like if it were like a Tex Avery style thing where it would just take like chunks of them or I mean if I guess in this case the episodes are full stories.
Yeah.
If it were something like a Garfield and Friends where it would take like just the first half where it's one little story and then the first half of a different show like that. So you would just have like this, assemblage of different cartoons. that would also be good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I watched.
Zach,
I think.
Did you just basically make an argument for how you want cable? Sort of.
Well, cable's still like you're beholden to their schedule.
Oh,
like,
I agree.
Netflix, like you've got the shows, they air whenever.
Yeah.
I would just like to be able to be my own network executive and program my own schedule.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Sorry, Zach.
No, it's okay. Didn't watch too much this week. I finally got my Blu-ray of La La Land after like canceling the pre-order because I thought I could get the Steelbook, and then to realize I'm not that fast to getting to Best Buy. So I just had to order the regular edition.
Well, like I said, it's crazy that
you peasant.
Best Buy sold out of the Blood Wars Underworld one. I have not seen that since I went there that day to get it.
I know. Like so, it's
I'll get Southland for you because I swear.
I mean, I got it, but
So I finally got my La La Land Blu-ray. So I watched the movie again because I naturally put the digital copy immediately on my computer and put it in the cloud. And I love La La Land.
Yeah,
it's a good film.
Oh, I forgot. I do have something for you, Zach.
Oh, you do?
All the Resident Evils.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for the last one.
I was worried it was your dick, and then I realized, well,
I would never give you my dick.
Wow.
I am married.
By the last one, do you mean this year's one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the so the whole collection, Jesus.
Yeah.
Somebody told me I should start watching those. So
yeah, you can have them free because I know James already has them.
There
yeah.
we go.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like the one awkward thing in my collection. Like, oh, there's some nice classy cinema. What are these doing here?
There's nothing awkward about it, sir.
I know.
It's beautiful.
They're fun.
Yeah. I'm sure they are. I have nothing against Paul W.S. Anderson.
You know what looks awesome on my shelf is that new Fast and Furious box set. It just you look at my collection and you're like, holy shit, Fast and Furious is bigger than The Lord of the Rings on my shelf. It's insane.
Technically, there's more movies. That's why.
Well, yeah.
There is 16 hours of Fast and Furious goodness now.
Oh my goodness.
So like I said, La La Land, great. You know, we've talked about it to death on this show. I mean, it looked great on Blu-ray. So every time I've seen it, it looks fantastic. I'm continuing from Earth to the Moon. I haven't finished it all yet, so when I finish it, I will definitely be giving a full-on review of that because I really like that show so far.
Did you watch the second episode?
But I've gone beyond it. But I want to talk about it as a whole.
Yeah.
I'm just giving an update on it. And then the last thing that I watched, so I got home really late last night, and I was not in the mood for anything like thought-provoking, so I put on Dirty Grandpa, and
good news.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't terrible. Like, Robert De Niro's really funny in it, and Zac Efron's kind of like a straight man. I mean, Jason Mantzoukas might be the funniest part of the movie because he's a guy who's he doesn't sell any particular type of drug. He just sells drugs. And so much so that when he gets arrested, he's able to get out of prison by threatening to hold back steroids from one of the officers who's trying to get buff. So he's basically like he's just friendly with all the cops. But everything else in it is pretty. It's not terrible like the reviews said it was. It's just not memorable. It's funny that freaking
I felt the same way about Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Like, it's funny, but it's like
it's
there.
It's not memorable. Like, I was just kind of I think Efron's really funny.
I do too.
I just I think that I just don't think he's picking roles that are that stand out per se. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to watching Dirty Grandpa again, but I'd have to be in a mood, I guess, because it wasn't and it's a long movie for a concept that thin. So, but yeah, that's all I watched this week.
James,
not a whole lot of stuff. I finished that first season of This Is Us, and that show was amazing.
Were they us?
Yeah, man. There's a scene in either the second to last or even the final episode. I can't remember.
So
which.
The Last of Us.
Oh man, I want to go play The Last of Us. Anyway, there's a scene where Mandy Moore. I can't even believe I'm going to say this. Mandy Moore and Velo are fighting, and it's one of the most genuine, believable, rough, emotional fights that I have seen. I think their performances are great, and the fact that I'm saying that about Mandy Moore, I mean, Mandy Moore's she's fine, but this one really blew me away. it's a really great show, and yeah, I cried a little by the end. I'm amazed. There are times where it does feel a little bit like saccharine and melodramatic, and in the way that like Friday Night Lights did as well.
That has a new title, by the way.
No, the show.
Oh, okay.
Friday Night Lights, the show, is not sad football in Texas. But Friday Night Lights, the show, is uplifting football in Texas, which is why it's so good. But in the end, they tell you such a really genuine, thoughtful story, and you love the characters well enough that it doesn't matter when it does get a little bit, sappy. You don't care because it's like, oh, everybody's happy, and then everybody gets sad. But it's great. It's really great. And other than that, I rewatched a few things. I rewatched Cabin in the Woods. I rewatched Super 8. A bunch of stuff for the big 300, and afterwards as well, because there were a couple things where I was like, oh, I gotta go watch that again.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Nice, James.
I did. Sure.
The Master?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, fuck no. No. If anything, I would just watch the special features on the Master Blu-ray, because that sounds like it's better than the Master.
Sure, let's go with that.
When he said the Master, me and James said no at the same time.
Yeah.
No.
We practice that in the mirror every day. The Master. No.
No.
It's a daily
Yeah.
exercise.
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I'll just catch up on, because I haven't talked about movies for 2 weeks, but I rewatched Into the Woods. We talked about it 2 episodes ago, and yeah, the performances are really good in it. I still think the film by itself is a little disjointed, because the overarching theme is Emily Blunt and James Corden are a married couple, and they can't have a child because they were cursed by a witch who's played by Meryl Streep. And so then the rest of the film is them meeting Little Red Riding Hood, or Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk, and Cinderella, played by Anna Kendrick. The performances are really great, but it still feels a little disjointed to me when I watch it. Production design's great, and I still don't like the resolution of Emily Blunt's character at all. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but
No, but I want to, based off of you and Henry talking about it.
yeah, I mean, if you want to borrow, you're more welcome to borrow it.
Yeah.
It looks great. The musical numbers are pretty fun. Johnny Depp plays a big bad wolf, and he's only in it for like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's all right.
And he's good though. I mean, it's a different kind of style. He's like a wolf in a zoot suit, so it looks cool.
Is he a drunken wolf?
No.
Okay.
No, he plays it pretty straight.
He's like the Tex Avery wolf.
Yeah, exactly. No, there you go. Yeah, exactly like the Tex Avery wolf. I love the Tex Avery wolf.
I'm kind of in now, yeah.
I also, Scream Factory puts out these fun films every once in a while. It's called The Naked Cage, and it's a canon women in prison film.
Yeah.
And if you wanted the definition, if I said canon woman in prison film, and you said, wait a minute, is there gratuitous violence, gratuitous nudity, and just stuff that doesn't make any sense? You got it. You got The Naked Cage. But it has this like 80s exploitation charm to it that it's pretty fun to watch. And I mean, it's just about, it doesn't make any sense.
There's no real plot to this movie.
No, have you seen this?
Yes, I have.
So it starts with this dude who's on cocaine meeting this girl in a diner.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm starting to picture it in my head now.
And
is he scripted to be on cocaine, or
yes.
is he cast?
No, he is.
He's the guy who was cast on
so
cocaine.
The guy who's acting, he's always rubbing his nose like, we got to get. It's overselling the fact that he's doing coke.
Could just be the actor.
Could be. But anyways, so his ex-wife or his wife, they're about to get divorced, is a teller at this bank, and he plots with his new girlfriend to rob this bank because his wife is there. But when he's there, it goes wrong, and so his wife's trying to stop him and jumps in the car, and he gets shot dead. And for some reason, his wife gets accused of robbing the bank too.
It was the 70s/80s.
Yeah,
Women got accused of everything.
So she's put in this all women's prison.
And that's when sexiness arrives.
Yeah,
in town.
But there's like these really weird scenes where the warden is just naked with women in like this kinky neon plastic 80s room.
Yep.
I can't even describe it, but it's actually like the end's pretty fun because it ends with a riot, obviously, and all the women beating each other up. And
I can describe it. Picture excess in all of its glory.
Yes, it's fun.
Surrounded by a sea of tits.
Laura watched it with me, and she's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's fun."
Is the warden played by a guy who looks like
it's a woman.
Burt Reynolds? Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh. Does she look like Burt Reynolds' cousin?
No, she's actually pretty hot.
All right. You just want Burt Reynolds with tits, don't you?
When he said like the warden is naked and surrounded with naked women, in my head I was picturing Burt Reynolds.
But it's a woman's prison.
When I said women's prison film by Canon Films, you should have known that it's women on women.
It's not Henry Productions where everything hangs dong. It's Canon Films where everything hangs out like a brick house.
Yes. I mean, I'll actually watch it again. I think it's a pretty fun movie.
It's funny because it's like, as I told you guys before, like they play a flash of it in Planet Terror. Mm-hmm. Like they're playing that trailer for it, I guess, like that's on TV in this weird post-apocalyptic world where boobs are allowed on television. And the last time I saw it, it must have been like when I was going through my Grindhouse phase, and it stuck out as one of the like along with the big birdcage and whatnot and stuff like that. But
it's not bad. I mean, just know going into it, you're watching 80s cheese.
Yeah,
you're fine. It's
boobs with a semblance of a story.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the character's arc, besides the dumb circumstance of her ending up in prison, is actually not bad. You know, she's just trying to get her life back together, and but
again, how does she get accused of that crime?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's really You're a policeman. This is way too circumstantial.
It wouldn't have happened. I also got the Looney Tunes Platinum Collection on Blu-ray,
and I hate you for it.
This is for $15 at Best Buy. It's usually like a $50 set.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I wasn't sure because, you know, it's the same thing I run into with black and whites. How can like cartoon shorts look that much better? And these films, I can't believe they actually went through and cleaned them all up.
Mm-hmm.
And this collection's really fun. The first half of the first disc is all Bugs Bunny, and then the second half is all Daffy Duck. The second disc is some Porky Pig, but then it goes to the complete Witch Hazel and a bunch of other kind of secondary characters, and they're amazing and they're funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I mean, it has all the great ones. It has a lot of the Elmer Fudd ones with Bugs Bunny. Mm-hmm. It has Duck Dodgers on 24th and a Half Century.
Yeah.
So it has all the great ones. I want to. They have 2 other sets. I don't know what other ones are going to put on it, but it's going to be kind of the lesser known ones, and that's fine.
I've noticed that since because I have the DVD of Volume 2. Because I found it at my work for like $5, which
it's a steal.
It is a steal. They look great.
Oh no, they look great on it.
But the more like, and it's weird because I posted this article on my Facebook today about like the death of VHS, what we lost in it, and it was by Leonard Maltin.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, is that as we move into Blu-ray and then eventually the digital HD era, we're gonna lose some of these cartoons down the line. Like some of them are gonna be cherry picked out of these collections.
Yeah.
So like it sucks because like. And Volume 2 has like a Hollywood one where it's like all the Hollywood parodies, which don't necessarily work in a modern context.
And that's the one thing. If I had a critique of the Looney Tunes, because I have, I think, 4 of the DVD sets.
Yeah.
If I had to critique them, they do volumes, which is fine. The Walt Disney Treasures that I have actually focuses on specific characters, so you do get the complete runs of them.
Right.
And that would be my only complaint. I think they should do a Looney Tunes, but they should do Looney Tunes like Bugs Bunny Platinum, Daffy Duck, you know, like that.
I think the problem is that, and this is going to sound strange, Warner Brothers, to my knowledge, wasn't as articulate wasn't as particular with keeping their stuff intact as Disney was. Like Disney had. I mean, there's a reason why we call it the Disney Vault.
Yeah.
But Warner Brothers, like, they saved a lot of their film prints and stuff like that. They were a lot better than, say, MGM, who kept having fires haphazardly start at their studio.
And film burns like crazy.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference I notice is the colors pop more.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the DVDs still look pretty good because they're still digitally restored. But on the Blu-ray, it's just they just pop way more.
It's probably because of the way they're like, because they probably went through a further restoration.
Yeah, so it was fun.
I think you guys are misinformed because there's a documentary that talks about the way that Warner Brothers stored all their stuff because they stored it all in a water tower. I think it's called Animaniacs.
Oh,
yeah. So if you watch
That's
Animaniacs,
right.
they'll teach you about how all the Warner Brothers stuff was all stored in this water tower.
Well,
it has a big sealed door on it, so I'm pretty sure it's all fine because you couldn't even have a fire.
Did they
in
talk about the lesser-known Warner sister?
Oh yeah. She's stored in there too. So
okay,
all that stuff should be fine. They just somebody's got to climb up there, and the only guy who has keys, really fat security guard, doesn't like climbing ladders. So, one of these days you guys will get what you want. Don't worry about it.
Buttons, oh buttons, silly puppy.
I rewatched a couple of Schwarzeneggers. I got the Best Buy Commando director's cut, and I watched the director's cut. I don't know what's new in it. I'm guessing it's more like violence, because I was looking at the runtime. The director cut's like an hour and 33 minutes, and I think the standard cut's an hour and 31. So there's not like... But I'm pretty sure the gore is a little more in it. There is a commentary with the director on it, so I'll watch it with them. Hopefully he'll point it out. But yeah, it actually has 2 commentary tracks. The director does one on the theatrical and the director's cut. And I guess it's pretty hard to find the director's cut on the Steelbook, so I lucked out. I just happened to find it one day. I've had it for a while. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. But Commando's an awesome movie. If you've never seen it, it's like the perfect vehicle for Schwarzenegger.
Remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied.
Who has the last name Matrix? John Matrix.
John Matrix. Well, it's funny, too, because the opening of it starts with all those people being assassinated, and then it cuts to Schwarzenegger with Alyssa Milano, and it's like that really cheesy music, and they're eating ice cream cones, and...
Oh, that's right.
All right. And chopping wood, because that's what you do when you're really ripped.
Isn't all... Oh, no. Eliza Dushku is his daughter in True Lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why is that on Blu-ray? And then I was at Twist and Shout like last week, and I flipped through their bargain Blu-rays, and I found Red Heat, and for like $3.99, I'm like, all right. And it's not one of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies, and it's not one of my favorite Walter Hill movies, but it's still pretty fun. He plays some Russian cop who goes to America, and James Belushi is his partner.
Does Schwarzenegger have a Russian accent then?
No.
Just like, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, why does it matter?
He plays
Are
Sean
you sure
Connery's
this is
son.
Russian? Yes, it's totally Russian, Arnold. Just go with it.
Yeah, and he kills people. He speaks Russian in it, though, at the beginning when he kills the dudes in, like, the bathhouse.
Get to Da Chopper.
Wow, you've seen it?
By the way, did you see there's a Predator movie party at the Alamo?
Yes. Something we need to go see.
Oh, I already got my tickets.
Oh, fuck. And the last thing I watched was another part of my Emily Blunt-a-thon. I rewatched The 5-Year Engagement.
Which is a really good, underrated movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
We
it's
reviewed
pretty
that for this show.
We did. It's pretty good.
It's in our first 100.
I remember nothing about it, so I should go listen to the episode and know how I felt about it.
It's Emily Blunt and Jason Segel are an engaged couple, and they plan on getting married, but life keeps getting on the way, and it's in the title. It's a 5-year engagement. And
Alison Brie
is her
British
sister, and Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
it stills like almost every scene he's in.
Oh wow!
The scene where they're at their engagement party, and he lists off all his girlfriends to Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." I don't remember, but it's pretty funny.
I'm trying to figure out what I texted you when I went through the episode. There's something about Chris Pratt that I noted.
Huh.
Just keep talking.
So it's fun. It's a funny movie. It's done pretty well. Sometimes it's a little sloppy because a lot of those movies at Comics at that point, for some reason, it decided they wanted to be longer than 2 hours, where you probably don't need it to be that long. But there's, amazing actors in it. Mindy Kaling. Who else is in it? Just lots of really great people.
How is Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt's amazing. If she's given good material, she's a really great actress. And what I've always said about her, she can do action, comedy, musicals, dramas. She can do everything. She's a Swiss Army knife of actors. And I love her.
Swiss Army woman.
I really, when you're done with all this, I really want Brad to put together a supercut of just me asking, how is Emily Blunt? And you going, oh, Emily Blunt's amazing.
She's okay.
Every week.
She's only okay in Wind Chill.
Whoa.
And yeah, maybe that. But the writing in it's pretty sloppy. So
what was the other one where she was just like, you talked about it recently.
My Summer of Love?
No, it was like some giant ensemble. Oh, Gulliver's Travels.
Oh yeah, Gulliver's Travel. It's not her fault. That's another one where she's damsel in distress lady.
They paid me a lot of money.
I react to it. To Jack Black doing this, I'm gonna dance and sing. Because I'm Jack Black. Literally.
Man, High Fidelity is a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Cut to us getting a cease and desist from Jack Black at his estate.
Well, how many is he in right now? Probably is listening to our podcast.
Oh.
Be Kind Rewind's pretty good too.
No, I like Jack Black.
I love Jack Black.
Yeah, he's fine.
Cradle the Balls.
Tropic.
Shaft.
I was just gonna say Tropic Thunder's really good.
I also like Blackjack. So, oh shit, I watched Tropic Thunder this week.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean?
Bitch, I don't quit being a character till the DVD commentary.
That was really good.
Thanks. Listen to the DVD commentary for Tropic Thunder. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, they don't have that on Netflix.
Like
no, that's why I don't fucking watch Netflix.
Like when he's taking off the makeup and he's just like, I'm not John. I can't remember all the character names, but like at one point he's an astronaut. And he just starts doing this stuff. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Yeah, because the commentary is great. Because even Ben Stiller says, "Are you going to just keep on talking like that? Wait till the moment." And then it's like 5 minutes later. Bitch, I don't quit the DVD commentary. Character till the DVD commentary. And then they all start laughing. They totally forgot that. And it's amazing that Robert Downey Jr. remembered that and stays in character for the whole DVD commentary.
That's great.
Yep, that's what I watched this week.
Cool.
This is real news.
It's real news.
I got a bunch of stuff. Powers Booth died this week at 68.
He was great at 24.
Yeah.
Vice
and
President
MacGruber.
Daniels. Yeah. Yeah, MacGruber.
Yeah.
Sin City: A Dame to Kill For.
Yeah.
Was one of his
He's one of
last
those
roles.
cool guys he just had a presence and he had an awesome voice.
Yeah.
He was named Powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had to be cool.
Yeah. How do you get that? You think that's his Christian name? You
That
think he
should
was
have been
born with
Kellen's
that name?
Powers Frost.
Powers Frost.
Or was he such a badass that one day he was like, I'm going to change my name to Powers?
He didn't come out of the womb. He burst through the womb.
Steve, I'm going to be your agent. We need to get you a catchy name so that casting agents pick up on you.
How about Powers?
Yeah. It was,
Let me see what I'll look it up on IMDb.
And you're going to play the villain in everything.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, his name is something very, very dorky.
Yeah.
Finkelmeyer Booth was born.
Well, he was born in Snyder, Texas, to a sharecropper's son. That's hard physical work chopping cotton. So, yes, his real name is Powers.
Wow, that's cool. Holy shit, his parents are badasses.
Killed him.
Yeah, they're fucking sharecroppers.
Hey, Joe, I hear you had a son. What's his name? Powers. Powers Booth.
He's going to be the strongest Booth.
Oh, man. Cool. Well, yeah. 68's okay.
Oh, to be.
I mean, we could have kept.
No, it's
we,
sad.
yeah, we could have had Powers Booth for longer.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
life's a bitch.
Yeah.
And you fuck it.
In happier news, Arrested Development Season 5 is officially happening.
Oh, cool.
So Netflix is getting rolling on that.
That's a great show.
It is. I love Press Development.
I don't know if this is happy news or not. Power Rangers 2 is maybe not going to happen. That movie kind of didn't blow up overseas the way they expected it to.
Hooray!
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really curious.
I don't want to see another
They
one.
set up that Green Ranger, damn it.
Yeah, if only because I'm just curious. I don't want to see them because they're good. It's like a train wreck. It's one of those things where I'm like, and I had fun with it. I was amazed how much fun I had with that movie and how good it
When I
was.
talked to you, I had fun with it.
Yeah,
I had 20 minutes where I'm like, okay, I'm down, and then it lost me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was unbelievable that even that was good, you know? And so then the part of it is like, because they sort of blew their wad on the first movie by making it an episode of the show. So if you make another one, it's either the exact same movie or you have to do something new and different. And new and different sounded like it was going to be like that might be cool. So I don't know. Maybe they'll pull it out.
Somebody make it.
It's going to be like Super Mario Brothers, where it has that cliffhanger and then it's never resolved.
Yep.
And then Bob Hoskins dies, and you can't do anything at all.
Oh.
Will you let it go?
Oh my God, Dennis Hopper's dead too.
Yeah.
Oh.
John Leguizamo is the only one left.
We're never gonna get that sequel to Hook now. Shmee.
Shmee.
We got a trailer for Seth MacFarlane's new show on Fox, The Orville, which is basically Galaxy Quest, but not as good, but on Fox.
Yeah. All right.
I'll give it a shot.
Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
It's all right.
I didn't
all
see
right.
the trailer, but I'll give it
There
a
was some
shot.
stuff that was okay. There were some jokes that were funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because there's also an actual Star Trek show coming out.
That's the next thing up. Is Brad? You watch that trailer for Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What do you think?
Me too. I think it's a problem when it's on CBS All Access online.
Yeah, I'm amazed how quickly like the bottom just dropped out of my passion for that. Like the trailer started and I was like, oh.
I mean, the
I
production
immediately don't care.
The highest the series has probably ever seen,
and yet they look the lowest.
It still seems cheap.
Yeah, it's like I think because it's for
also
today.
Trying too hard. Like
yeah,
the Klingon outfits are way elaborate, and then the ship still looks like a bunch of Legos strapped together.
And it doesn't feel like Star Trek because this is a weird complaint, but all the aliens are new aliens, and so it doesn't actually feel like Star Trek.
Maybe we're discovering new aliens.
There's still Vulcans and Klingons.
Yeah, but like in the trailer, everything focuses on like my power is I feel death, and I'm like, I don't like the idea that like.
Who knows? Maybe it'll work in the context of the show.
It might. Maybe the trailer is just bad, but
probably not.
But the trailer's pretty bad. I was kind of disheartened, or not even disheartened. Like I said, it was like as soon as it started, I just realized I guess I don't care anymore.
Can we all agree though that the trailer for it was better than the trailer for the other thing you showed me not too long before we started
We'll get
this?
there, sir. In other good news, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll still watch it, but
I mean, I'm gonna have a hard time seeing it anyway because it's the CBS All Access.
Yeah.
But, so that's why I'm less interested. But
yeah,
yeah, just
have
that
the
trailer.
internet?
Like, huh?
It's on the internet. Like it debuts on the internet, right?
Well, the first episode, but then you got to pay for the rest of the season.
Oh, do you really?
Oh, you
I
have
have
to
no
pay
idea
for
how
the thing?
All Access works.
Oh.
I thought it was like
they're
Hulu.
giving the first episode.
So they're
for
not
free.
even showing it on regular TV?
Oh no.
Yeah, they're showing their first episode on TV, like
Yeah.
so everyone can see it.
Right.
And then if you want to see the rest of the season, you got to get CBS All Access.
That's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I yelled at my wife because she got Hulu, but she didn't spend the extra $1 not to have commercials.
Oh.
I've been trying like a motherfucker to log onto her
then it's
account
like,
and turn it off.
What are you even paying for?
Exactly.
Like
that's what I told her. I
Yeah.
said, so you're paying for our DVR?
Did you try your son's name as a password?
No, I know her password, but for some reason, the settings in Hulu won't let me cancel her subscription.
Oh, they won't let you upgrade the subscription?
Yeah, I can't upgrade it. It's pissing me off.
They're making more money on commercials than they are on your dollar. That's why.
Fuckers.
Like, ha, we got them.
Yeah. $7.99? Oh, I guess it's $2. $7.99 or $9.99 for no commercials.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know what you're paying for at $7.99.
I told you my DVR.
Unless you are watching 6 episodes of 11/22/63, and then you're done. Like,
Well, my wife
or
likes
the-
The Handmaid's Tale or whatever the hell it is.
You could watch that documentary Batman and Bill, which is also
Oh, no,
really
I
good.
did download that. Oh, you can't download it. I did put that in the queue, though.
I didn't talk about it in what we've been watching, but it's really good.
Yeah, I did see that on there.
It'll
so
make
I have
you
it.
cry.
I'm down.
MST3K is going to be touring around this summer. Doing some
July 18th in
mobile.
Denver?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you going?
I got my tickets. Yeah.
Cool.
I hope I'll be there.
I hope.
Yeah.
The weird thing is they don't let you pick the exact seat. You get to pick a section, and then you're just the next one that's available, which is annoying.
Oh.
So I had, like, when I got my tickets, it was like either the bottom A, B, C, or the mezzanine A and B, and so I just picked A, and I think I'm the front row. I don't know.
Where is it at in Denver?
The Paramount.
Cool.
Theater.
Oh. All right. Sure. It's an okay place to watch a movie. You're not really there for the movie anyway, so.
Yeah, it's $40 or $50 per ticket.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's not cheap.
Hey, if it helps them like fund making another season, then you know.
Is that what the tour's for?
No, I have no. I'm guess. Anytime you're putting money in a bucket and that bucket is for a thing, I assume that it's so that you can make more of the thing, right? Like, you want it to be a steady job. So,
I'm just curious as to why now all of a sudden, like, Joel, his whole enterprise is making merchandise. Like, it's been around for 20 years, and only now they're like pushing like T-shirt sales and touring and.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
maybe he's empowered by the return, but
there's an influx of interest, and so it kind of makes some sense. Like, hey, why not capitalize and make some money while you have the chance?
Yeah.
So
it's like they got a lot of money to that show to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you could go kickstart another season.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know whether or not Netflix is interested in paying to make the another season, but
I don't know if people watch it. They will.
Yeah.
I watched it twice just to help.
Oh, I've watched it probably more than that because I'll just like turn it on and fall asleep. Don't tell Netflix. But I'm sure it counts.
Says the guy who's saying it on the internet.
I'm just saying. Hey, Netflix isn't listening.
There's a knock on the door. Hey, who are you? Netflix assassins.
Yeah. We really want this guy to be our friend Scott Derrickson. Is set to direct the Snowpiercer TV show adaptation for TNT.
Nice. Snowpiercer's awesome.
Yeah, I think that could be an interesting show. I don't know. It depends on. I don't know that I watch anything on TNT. So, what's even on? Not. Is there anything on TNT?
Watch baseball on it.
Oh, okay. Cool. We got a trailer for Young Sheldon. Moving on.
No, back the fuck up.
Man, what a piece of shit that is.
You warned me it was garbage, and I don't like looking at garbage.
And
but
I
said,
to you.
No, Zach, be open-minded. And you know
Miller's
what?
mantra.
I'm never going to be open-minded ever again.
I can't believe how bad that thing looked.
Oh,
we should
God.
start taking bets on how fast shows get canceled.
Oh, it won't
in
get
new seasons.
Oh, it won't get canceled.
Yeah, it won't.
Really?
It's gonna make so much money
Because it's Sheldon, but he's a kid.
Yeah, they took the bane of my existence and gave him the easiest job ever, like voiceover for a bad TV show.
Oh, so the original Sheldon does.
Yeah, he does the How I Met Your Mother voiceover for.
It's the Wonder Years, but with Sheldon.
And then I put on gloves because I didn't like touching my brother.
And his voiceover work is awful.
Oh, he's not. He's in the studio for a day.
But he did that movie that, Home, that animated movie, and I'll never see it because I think his voice is irritating. Sorry, Jim Parsons.
Yeah, I don't even know that it's him. I bet that when he walked into the studio for that, they were like, "Hey, would you do Sheldon for this? We only want Sheldon."
Here's a dump truck full of money.
It's like what almost killed Nolan North's career when he would just go in to do a video game and they'd be like, "Hey, can you just do Nathan Drake for this voice, please?" I bet it's not his fault. I bet I'm sure he's really talented. It's really too bad that he's anchored to that piece of garbage.
They keep on upping it. I think they signed on for 2 more seasons. It's on for 12 seasons.
Oh, gosh. Someday it'll die. And then it'll start new.
The only thing I liked that show, it made the Bare Naked Ladies a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
They do the theme song.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot of money, this week a man sued another woman for $17. Because she talked and texted while they were, or no, just texted.
This man's a hero. I saw a bunch of things where people are like, the guy is super immature, but
no,
I think
he's not.
It's interesting he didn't just yell at her. Like, hey, don't do that.
But no, he brought litigation against her.
He's like, I'm going home. I'm going to sue this woman for not just her ticket that I paid for, but mine. It's the principle of the thing.
It is principle.
Pretty great.
That's awesome. Good for
Pretty
him.
great.
Well, I'm just saying, some people were upset that he's junking up the justice system with his frivolous lawsuit.
No, he's not. He's making a stand.
Yes, this one matters.
You're part of law enforcement, wouldn't you agree?
This is a civil matter, so I don't get involved in this.
If given legal ramifications, would you arrest this woman for talking during the
yes.
theater? Okay.
If someone's talking in the theater, can I actually call you? And obviously, it's completely ridiculous, but would you still have to respond?
Well, I mean,
because it's if I call it like a civil disturbance.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah.
Sweet.
Wow, you heard it here first. Talking in a movie theater against the law.
There was so much
not
talking
against the law
last night.
I have to respond to calls, so
yeah,
I do this. What? All right, show me en route to the Alamo Draft House.
We got to go to the Alamo. Why? My friend's just being annoying again.
So, Brad, what are you bitching about today? Who is it? You just pull a gun on the person talking.
You don't even. No,
let me see those hands.
You don't even yell. You just go.
Drop the phone.
All right.
Tom Hardy's gonna play Venom.
Yep.
So that's the world we live in today.
Well, now it makes me like, ooh, maybe I should. No, I'm gonna have to be interested because I like Tom Hardy.
Okay.
Well, it means they're gonna do they're gonna do Venom with a backpack Venom,
yeah.
Right?
Maybe. When I was talking to Andrew, he says they're not gonna make it. Relax.
Oh, I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible.
But they're fast tracking the fuck out of it because they're trying to get it out by October next year.
Oh wow, man, that's gonna be awful.
I think it's because they're intent on making that villains cinematic universe.
Yeah, because they're also talking about Black Cat and Silver Sable. So
Now, when is there going to be a story worth listening, like worth watching? Like, is there going to be a hero at any point?
I don't know how they're going to make a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
He's like an anti-hero in the comics.
Well, if they make him backpack Venom,
so he's more like a Deadpool thing.
He's more like a Punisher, but with the darkness.
Yeah, he's like Punisher with Spider-Man powers.
Yeah,
but that's not that. In the comics, he went back to Eddie Brock. So
so
they don't even have that in the comics. I don't know what they're going to do. But they cast Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. So.
Oh yeah, that's confusing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll.
Yeah.
You barely adopted the spider.
The symbiote rises. Yeah.
I don't set off your spider sense.
It's tingling.
It'd be great if he does. If it's a movie without Spider-Man in it, and at some point he just has to say like, well, one of my superpowers is I don't set off Spider-Man's spidey sense. It's not real useful. He's not around much.
They asked Kevin Feige about it, and he said, Venom's not in our movie. We don't care.
Good.
Was his basic response. A lot more PC than mine, but he's like, whatever.
Wasn't there somebody recently who basically said that they think that the rights are going to go back to Marvel?
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man could.
Yeah.
But Sony still owns the rights to all the characters.
Right.
So,
well,
unless Sony decides they're not going to make Spider-Man movies, then Disney will have to pay out the butt probably for it.
Maybe what they'll do is they'll try to make a Sinister Six movie exactly like Suicide Squad, only with like not the Sinister Six. It'll be Black Cat and Venom and other characters in black suits.
Yeah. Oh well.
Sounds more like the Ridiculous Six.
Yeah.
Wah wah.
Speaking of Spider-Man, his theme song is on the internet.
Yeah,
it is.
That was pretty good.
Sounds like Giacchino's score.
Yeah, Michael Giacchino. I didn't know he was doing the new movie.
I didn't know either.
That's cool.
Until I watched that clip.
Yeah, man.
I wonder in almost every Spider-Man movie though.
It'd be kind of cool if he did that for the credits.
That sounds like it's a credit thing.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not just a studio thing, because I would like a real recording of that.
No, I think it is in every Spider-Man movie, in some form.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one lady plays in the violin in Spider-Man 3.
Well, yeah,
I know the Aerosmith one is in the first one.
Yeah, and then his ringtone for Amazing Spider-Man is that.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. I'll watch them again, because they're releasing Legacy Collection Steelbooks at Best Buy, so I'll be getting them again.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Steelbook Spider-Mans?
Yeah, and they're the ones they have, I don't know if they're the real ones, but they're pretty awesome online.
Is it just the characters' faces?
No, it's like
a blue background.
It's like Spidey doing Spider-Man stuff, and it's like a city in like gray and black in the background, but Spidey's in color.
Cool.
Looks pretty sweet.
Is it like photographic or is it like Mondo art?
Like photographic.
Oh.
But those could just be mock-ups. I don't, because everywhere else I click on them, they don't show up. So
are they porting all the special features from the existing set?
Yep. And I think they're gonna have new ones. I heard that there's gonna be like a Spider-Man 3.1, an hour of deleted scenes from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Cool.
Wow.
And in 4K, so they'll be all 4K.
Is the deleted scenes gonna have MJ in it?
Maybe.
Wow.
The 5 you can already pre-order on Best Buy. The 5 films on Steelbook and 4K is $79 or something, $99, which isn't that bad.
Cool.
$20 a movie for 4K. I'll be getting it. Anyways, what else we got?
That's it.
Hey, speaking of movies, this was coming out on Blu-ray and UHD 4K.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
My 4K copy of Logan just shipped today.
Yeah,
so I'm very excited.
Did you get the Amazon one?
Yeah. Because I just order things on Amazon.
Yep,
that's what I do.
Just curious. Oh, well, you can't pre-order stuff Disney on there, so they're still mad at each other.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll get back together.
It's been a long time this time. It's been pretty long this time.
Yeah, but their stuff still syncs. So you still if you sync the digital versions still sync, which is cool, because that's my favorite thing about the Disney ones is that I can sync them I can get the digital version in my Amazon Prime box,
movies anywhere.
I'm probably getting the Steelbook, but the Target one has that art book with all the photographs and production.
Oh,
so I'm toying with doing that one too. But none of the editions have for the best poster, which I think is the one where he's like running from like right to left. He's carrying Laura in his arms.
Yeah.
And it's still like orange and black.
Yeah, that was a good one. Speaking of a good one, just kidding. The Great Wall is getting its 4K release this week. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm just so curious. I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know. But because nobody saw it, right?
No.
Okay. I feel like that was something that could have like popped up at a drive-in or something like that. But I think it was too early in the year.
Yep.
Yeah. Matt Damon. Get Out.
Yeah.
You Get Out.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I should have pre-ordered that too, because I'm excited to see that again.
That's a good movie.
They're turning movies really fast onto Blu-ray. I mean, Logan came out
March
2 months ago.
Yeah. But if it's not in theaters anymore, they might as well capitalize on the buzz and sell as many copies as they can. Speaking of which, not really. My Life as a Zucchini is out on Blu-ray this week, which is the
Is it French? I can't remember.
claymation animated movie that was nominated for Best Animated Feature. It's got Will Forte and Nick Offerman and Ellen Page and Amy Sedaris in it. And some small clay people. Maybe check that out if it's a thing that you like. Call the Midwife Season 6 is a thing some people like, so maybe buy that. What is Vixen? Anybody know who Vixen is?
It's a DC character.
Yeah.
But she looks like Lady Black Cat. Or Lady Black Panther.
Vixen is not the most famous reindeer of all.
Well, she's getting a DC animated movie this week that also has the Flash and the Green Arrow. I was about to say the Arrow guy, and the Green Arrow in it.
The Arrow
so
guy.
if you like those, check that out. Maybe I don't know.
Arrow guy.
It might be interesting just because it's a character I don't know. Like maybe Vixen is badass. I don't know. How could a person know? Speaking of knowing better, Othello is getting a Criterion edition this week, which is the Orson Welles one where he wears a lot of black paint. It's not awkward at all.
It's an interesting thing. I might talk about it someday.
Yeah.
Orson Welles was an interesting fat man.
Mistakes were made. Sometimes things are still good, but
Parmesan wine.
Yeah, that's why we got Zach.
That's terrible.
Are you listening, Mom?
Not as risque as it could be. XX is out this week on Blu-ray.
Just missed the mark by 1X.
This is some magnet release. Gorgeously dark and twisted fans of horror should be delighted. Well, good for them.
Sounds like right up my alley, but I don't believe that.
The cover is just like lipstick kiss on the box, but there's a skull in it.
Oh shit!
I know, it's like death. The Funny Farm is getting a Blu-ray release this week, starring Howie Mandel and Howie Mandel's hair and his very clean hands. Cops vs. Thugs is getting a Arrow release this week. I have no idea what this is. It looks like it's animated.
But that title sounds fun.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of animated movie where a bunch of guys who all look the same fight each other.
But one's are cops and the others are thugs.
It's a Kinji Fukasaku movie. I think I'm supposed to know that name. I'm probably not good at my job. The Vagrant is coming out from Scream Factory this week, starring Bill Paxton.
He's screaming on the cover.
I know he's doing his Home Alone impersonation, and it's pretty great. Meanwhile, in the background, a guy opens a door. I think it's a pirate. I think it's a musketeer.
No, it's a vagrant.
No. Look at the silhouette. That's a musketeer. Look at that. Look at that skirt. It's a musketeer. Like yeah. Oh no. D'Artagnan is here to steal my stuff. He's not home alone is the tagline. So maybe pick that up. Did you pre-order The Vagrant?
I did not. Those Scream Factory, sometimes I wait till they're like on sale before I get them because I don't know anything about them.
Sure.
I mean, unless it's the Naked Cage, then.
It's like, well, boobs or Paxton, boobs or Bill. I just don't know anymore, Laura.
Hack-O-Lantern is getting a release this week. This is from somebody. I can't read the imprint. Oh, Massacre Video?
Took a minute to sink in. Hack-O-Lantern.
Hack-O-Lantern.
That's adorable.
I think it's a movie where it's Halloween and some kind of Wolverine-esque augmented Sasquatch is killing people's pumpkins.
The Hack-O-Lantern.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, there's 3 blades, kind of like Wolverine, and he clearly looks like a Sasquatch man.
He does. Maybe it's a Sasquatch who eats jack-o'-lanterns and he hacks them up.
Oh shit! This alternate cover is awesome. There's a woman
world where jack-o'-lanterns live in peace and harmony in the forest.
Oh
There's
shit!
some kind of cave woman, and she is, I think, she's either singing or a stripper, or she just has a pole, and she's holding the head, like somebody's head, but the head has no neck hole. It's just a head.
Yep.
So that's interesting. Hack-o'-lantern. High Park in Hack-o'-lantern.
My number 10 for Filmsplosion is Hack-o'-lantern.
My second to last favorite release this week is Max 2 White House Hero, which I'm assuming is exactly like Olympus Has Fallen, only with a dog. I hope the dog stabs people in the neck a lot.
And it's voiced by Gerard Butler.
But the absolute best release this week, based solely on the cover, is Wolf Guy from Arrow. This is a movie where a guy in a robe holds his heart like it's going to fall out of his chest and also has a gun. And just looks intense. Wolf Guy.
Who are you?
From Arrow.
I'm a wolf guy.
Hey, what's that wolf guy?
It's pretty good. This cover is awesome.
Howling by.
Oh my goodness. He's got a really nice sweater on underneath this robe. Maybe that's somebody else's hand that's reaching over and grabbing that like the intestines or whatever.
Like, it's his left hand.
Weird. What is happening in this cover? Ryan, I need you to watch Wolf Guy and tell me what the hell is going on.
If you want to give me $35 for Arrow Video Blu-rays,
shit. The check's in the mail.
All right, done. This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw Alien Covenant. Brad, did you see Alien Covenant?
I did.
Should people go see Alien Covenant?
I don't know. It feels like I liked it more than Prometheus, but I still feel like it's two movies that don't go well together.
Zach?
Did I like Prometheus 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Just keep running that joke into the ground.
I will. I will.
And no one's laughing.
I know. It's fine. It's just for me. I wish you could live in my head for a day. Yeah, like, it's weird. I like this movie a lot more than I thought I was going to, but that's not saying much because I'm not the world's biggest Alien fan. Yeah, if you want to have a fun time at the movies that also features flute playing, then go.
James?
Yeah, this movie proves that I'm right and that Prometheus is really interesting. And that the movie, all the complaints about Prometheus are wrong, because this seems like the sequel people say they wanted, or the prequel that people say they wanted, that is actually not that interesting once it's over. I think it's fine. I think it's like if you want to see a movie with some alien in it, it's got xenomorphs and other things in it, and there's some neat bits. But once it's over, it just sort of leaves me kind of cold, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's not, it's got a lot of prequel-itis where when the movie's over, the only conversations to be had are how it leads to Alien, and that's not that interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I had a good time with it. I will probably buy it and watch it again. I don't think you should necessarily avoid it if you're like me and you're really into this. But it's definitely not as good as what I would hope a Prometheus sequel would be. So,
I guess I'm kind of alone in here. I actually thought it was really interesting, and I thought the movie was really good. I don't think it suffers from the prequelitis because it still doesn't. There's still such a huge gap from here to Alien that it's still a lot to be explained. Because we'll get into spoilers when we talk about it, but I think Michael Fassbender's great in this movie. Because he's is it? Maybe it is. Oh, I'll talk about it later.
I wouldn't say the thing.
Yeah, so he's really great in it. I think it builds tension really well, where it starts slow, and it reminds me a lot of the first Alien, where it's not about getting to the scares, it's about how they arrive to what they're trying to do. I think it works really well. Here's a trailer. I don't want to talk about it too much because of spoilers. So here's a trailer for Alien Covenant.
You sure about this, Captain?
How do you mean?
I'm We don't know what the fuck's out there.
I would say before we go too far that this is a movie that if you're somewhat interested, which I think if you're somewhat interested you should see it, you shouldn't let this get spoiled for you because some of the reveals, if you're into this stuff like I am, some of the reveals are pretty cool.
There are parts of this film that felt like he tried to reboot Prometheus to a degree, but to dumb it down so then that way people who didn't like Prometheus could get their alien fix. I don't know, like it just... There's a weird balance to this movie that I don't think it works, but at the same time, I'm noticing some cracks here.
See, I actually think it's a nice continuation where I do think it'd be cool to have. I always thought it'd be cool for the sequel to Prometheus to actually take place with Elizabeth Shaw and David, on a ship, and then get to wherever they're going, and then it goes from there.
Yeah.
I thought it started really interesting with David talking with Wayland, and they're trying to...
that scene's great.
He's basically telling him that he was created, and he's asking him, well, who created you? And that scene at the beginning is like, oh, it's really fascinating, and Michael Fassbender's great in it, but it sets up his... Spoilers, it sets up his character later on in the film, where he's kind of so advanced that he thinks on a different level than everybody else, and it's really fascinating to me.
And I think it's one of the things that I do think is worth sort of pondering afterwards is, David is sort of presented, and I love the character of David. I love that he shows up in this movie again, and I think he's the scariest part of the movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the one of the things that I do think is pretty interesting to think about is he's presented as like this ultimate synthetic person where even he sort of tells Walter, or even Walter basically says like, hey, I don't have some of the things that you have because people were creeped out by you. And so you kind of get this assumption that like, oh well, he's better, like he's the version that's really pure and is like creative and stuff like that. And that may not be true. Like it may be that he's super broken because he's a prototype. And that makes his character, I think, pretty interesting.
It's because he's in Prometheus. He is pretty interesting, anyways.
Oh yeah,
because he's not. My wife couldn't really remember, but he's not really a good guy in Prometheus either.
Nope. That's what I was trying to remember.
Oh no!
And then I read something online that talked about how he was fiddling with the ship. Like I haven't seen it since the theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I'm reminded of it, yeah, he was kind of this gray area.
It's part of why that ending is so cool, or the idea of Elizabeth Shaw and a robot head flying through space is a really cool idea, is because there is this great tension there because she doesn't understand that he is at the heart of everything that went wrong.
Yeah.
Like, with the exception of the fact that, hey, when the engineers wake up, they're not great guys. Other than that, pretty much everything that goes wrong is kind of his fault. She has her weird space abortion because of him. And so that's why when they bring that character back around in this one, I was like, oh, good. And he is crazy as hell.
Yeah, and what's great in it, so, I mean, the setup is I guess it's in the trailer, these people are trying to colonize a different planet. Something goes wrong with James Franco, and I didn't know he was in the movie.
I did. I didn't know he was not in the movie.
Yeah. James Franco dies in like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
James Franco technically never in the movie. Like,
oh, he's in the iPad.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, he's never present in the film.
Yeah. So they decide that they don't want to go back in the hyperbaric chambers because
well, they get a signal.
Yeah, well,
so they haven't necessarily decided, but they are utz along to go check out this signal because they kind of don't want to go to where they're going.
Yeah, and
which I think is good. Like that whole first section, I think is solid.
Yeah, and the signal is John Denver's Country Road.
Which makes the trailer make more sense.
Yeah, and they go to this planet, and there's, human crops there, but it's otherwise dead. And it's really fascinating because there's still some mysteries. David shows up, which him and Walter together. Michael Fassbender's such a great actor. So two totally different guys playing opposite each other, and he's like making out with himself. It's like the ultimate actor's dream.
I just wanted to call this week's episode Michael Fassbender's Self-Love.
I think that whole first section when they're still on the ship, I love his performance just because I know the David performance so well, and the fact that it is like you can see all the choices that he's making to make Walter a very different character.
Mm-hmm. He has that weird accent, like he can't place.
Well, and he kind of doesn't give a shit in the first part. Like he's
when
he doesn't like his job. He's kind of an asshole. By comparison to David, that is like, he wants to be Peter O'Toole, and like all of these things about David are very striking. And Walter is just like, meh.
Yeah,
he likes Daniels, but everybody else can screw.
And it is interesting too when I think they call them the Neomorphs. They attack, and he just sits there, until something's about to happen to Daniels, and he steps in,
right?
But other than that, he's like, whatever.
Right? Yeah,
he literally just sits there.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's interesting. The Neomorphs make more sense now. It's spoilers for later on in the movie.
It's funny because I actually think they make less sense now. But
David unleashes this plague
Yeah.
on the engineers, which we learned from the Prometheus. They're affected by spores or something.
Yeah.
And his whole plan is he's trying to create something that's perfect, which gives birth to the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Which is really fascinating. It's really disturbing when you see his layers of character and layers of inside
of madness.
And I mean, you already knew kind of something was up with him. I mean, obviously if you've seen Prometheus, but it's shocking seeing Elizabeth Shaw all dissected.
Yeah.
And so he just killed her
with a crazy thing. What flew out of his mouth? It's weird that like the two guys who get the neomorphs die differently, right? So one gets the back burster, which is pretty creepy when that thing sort of flops out and the corpse falls over, and then the other guy gets the like weird worm flops out of his neck thing.
Yeah, because he still hasn't perfected him yet.
Yeah.
So
right.
So as his plan starts unfolding, you already know something's not right with him. As you start to see that he purposely lures them there so he can give birth to the xenomorphs.
Yeah.
And it's the film is really interesting. I think it raises a lot of questions about creation and who makes you.
But apparently Ridley Scott thinks scientists are fucking stupid.
But I think that's way less. Like that's a good complaint for Prometheus, but here these people aren't. This isn't a
They're
scientific
still smart
expedition
enough to run like a gigantic scientific ship. I mean,
yeah, but when do they? At least I can say by comparison, they don't make that many super stupid decisions. They're like the
still like
things
walking onto a the computer said the planet's okay, so I'm just not gonna wear a helmet.
Well, but if the computer says the planet's okay, like
it's just like you're really gonna trust.
She protested officially.
Yeah.
But still, like you'd think your first steps off the ship, you'd like, okay, well, let's see what the helmet sensors say first, and then
it's one more reason why Prometheus is better. Absolutely.
And then the ship itself, like they have the little containers for all the passengers, and they're just like not secured. Like, what kind of design is that?
They're secured. They get hit with like a fucking plasma shake thing.
Yeah, but then they just shake around, like bumping into each other, and like 5 people die.
It's bad. The effect is
it's
supposed
a terrible
to be that
design.
It's bad.
Whoever designed that ship,
I think they're on rails because I think like when they get released,
they're like on coat hangers.
Yeah,
in the closet.
Well, yeah, because they didn't pay. I mean, it's just like. Are you first class? Or are you just a...
That's right. That was Coach, man.
Yeah, that's Coach.
And Coach, sometimes you fall and die.
And then David...
That's a good point.
He creates a stone memorial square for Elizabeth Shaw, and then her name's like cut in Times New Roman perfectly into the stone. Like,
hey, he's a robot. He's good at things.
I guess. I guess you could do that perfectly in 10
remember,
years.
too, the engineers are advanced civilization.
That part only doesn't make sense because... her body's also lying in one of the rooms.
No, it's part of his deception.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's like, I better make a stone tablet. And put it out here in case anyone comes by.
He's also malfunctioning really bad and out of his mind.
Yeah, and also, I mean, he's the one who sent that signal. That wasn't Elizabeth Shaw singing.
Right.
He manipulated everything.
Yeah.
So he knew if he eventually, and he just had to buy his time.
Yeah, he was just waiting because he's like, man, I can't keep doing my weird experiments because I don't have enough bodies.
Yeah.
There's parts where like he harvests the new xenomorph, and then it cuts to a scene where, the xenomorphs immediately go around murdering people, but then Daniels has a scene with David who in this other room, and the xenomorph's just hiding out.
What do you mean?
Later on in the movie, after he harvests out of Billy Crudup, the xenomorph comes out, and you'd think it would just go on a rampage, killing everyone that's nearby, but then there's time out where David can just talk to Daniels.
It grows up. The xenomorph is spending the time growing up, so that it's not like a baby xenomorph.
Okay,
it's not as good. It's just not.
Every other baby xenomorph I watched in the movie just killed it immediately. So.
This one was going through an awkward phase.
Yeah, it's part of why I actually think the xenomorphs, as somebody who has spent a lot of time thinking about this, I think they actually make less sense now because in this one, it grows up really fast in a weird way, and it also apparently can put its the face hugger isn't on the guy from the bridge as long. The show The Bridge, not the bridge of the ship. The bearded guy whose husband dies.
Yeah, but also
the guy whose face gets melted.
There's
right?
So spoilers. I mean, I knew it wasn't Walter who came.
Yeah. It wasn't hidden well enough.
No, but he also spent time with that guy alone, so maybe he.
Yeah, it was also possible that he, Walter just went crazy, but
no, I mean it's David, but the dude who brought the xenomorph onto the ship, he was remember he was alone with David, so David could have.
Yes, my point is more that the facehugger wasn't on that guy for very long.
Yeah, whereas
traditionally a facehugger is on you for a while, keeps you alive while it gestates in your chest.
Oh, the other guy.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay. When he when Billy Crudup gets it, it's on him for a while. And then he wakes up Billy Crudup after it's fallen off.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean, I'm talking about that David could have implanted a xenomorph into that guy,
into Damien Bashir.
Yeah, because he was alone with him.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember, because he even took off the wound.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe shoved it in his mouth.
Oh, I see. Maybe on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess so. Okay.
Yeah. But
sure.
That's another problem I have with the movie is there's weird gaps in time and people's locations, and there's all just convenience for these scenes.
Yeah, it feels
just
like
felt
it's
very
jamming.
sloppy to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, again, I still I like it. I think it's probably my third favorite Alien movie.
No, I had fun. I think I think
it's scary when it's trying to be scary.
Oh yeah,
but there's half baked ideas with Billy Crudup. There's a faith angle that never gets to go anywhere.
Well, that frustrated me.
I think that with that, it seems like there's cuts in the film that they probably forced him to make because it's already 2.5 hours almost.
And it's not for Ridley Scott. I wouldn't be surprised if a really awesome extended cut of this movie comes out.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I think that when the neomorphs get out and stuff, I think it's pretty scary, and I think it's the tension is pretty great. And
when that one whips his tail and cuts that guy's jaw off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was sweet.
Seriously, not a joke. I think the scariest scene in the movie is the flute scene because I was just waiting for him to stab him in the face with a flute. If I had a complaint, it's that those two scenes should be one. He should be playing the flute. He comes in, teaches him the flute, and then stabs him in the face with it. So the fact that those two scenes are separated almost lessens the impact when it finally happens.
Yeah,
so pretty
it's still great.
You're whoa,
yeah. And he's not dead because the robot's not really dead until it goes batshit crazy and sprays milk all over the room.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, then they show you his neck repairing, so you're yeah, he's not dead.
Yeah.
I think that on the one hand, I love this as an Alien movie, but I didn't love it as a Prometheus sequel. Does that make sense? This actually made me appreciate Prometheus a lot more for what it does try to do.
That. Yeah.
But as an Alien movie, this was fun. I actually liked it. It was a little weird when I first saw it in the trailer, but when they're trying to get them off the planet and the xenomorph comes down and just starts bashing his head against the window. It's lit in such a way where it's not quite bright, but I can still see the detail in the creature. So where I'm actually impressed by it and terrified by it. But because when I saw it in the trailer, they must have not finished the color correction.
Oh, never.
Because it looked like too bright, but here in the projection at the Alamo, it looked fine.
Yeah, I only had one complaint with the whole film, and so watching it, right away that it's David coming to the ship. Like I didn't buy for 1 second that Walter escaped.
It's an awkward cut with when they reveal that he's coming out of
that,
the shadows.
and two,
and you need more drama.
I'm pretty sure he cut off the wrong hand. And
no,
it's
the right
No,
hand.
he cut off the right hand.
It's the right hand.
Okay, but anyways, so my only complaint is Daniels is certain there's something wrong with him. Certain. Yes. She has that scene where she's stapling his face and she feels like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And then she gets in the sleep pod anyways.
Yeah.
That's my one complaint. She sets up as a smart lady throughout of it. She disagrees with the original.
Now you really rubbed me the wrong way, because now you also just pointed out that this is a movie where the woman ends up being like weak at the end.
Yeah,
like she makes
the whole movie.
She makes the wrong choice. Yeah,
like for number one, she and Tennessee are the only names I remember of the crew, and then two, I felt like I just didn't feel invested. Like she lost her husband at the beginning, but like I had no attachment to James Franco either, so it's just like it's trying to get there so fast that it doesn't earn it.
Yeah, there's a really long cut of this movie somewhere.
But yeah, that is my only issue with the movie. Yeah. Is she disagrees with going to that planet.
Yeah,
she's smart enough to know this stuff. She's smart enough, but then at the end, she's like, "Okay, I'll get in the sleep pod."
Yeah,
I freaking love that. My favorite scene in the movie, other than the flute scene, was when he goes, "Don't let the bed bugs bite." And I was like, "Oh, that's
no." I mean, it's creepy when he's talking to her, but to me, it's like, she seems so smart.
And it seems like a weakness in the character. Yeah,
but like the visual aesthetic of it, and like how she's like banging against the
door.
I'm like, this is creepy. It may not be well written, but it's creepy.
That's part of why I say that like the weakest part of this for me is that it's an Alien prequel and feels like prequelitis, is because I spend too much of the movie thinking, like, knowing it has to go a certain way, right? Like, I know, because now when you're telling me, oh, this David created the actual xenomorph, it means David has to win and has to get the xenomorph off this planet, and the xenomorph that we understand and know has to move on. Whereas, like, Prometheus has actually no effect on Alien as a film. And so when it's over, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't affect
right?
Alien other than incidentally.
Right. Whereas here, when you watch Alien, you're like, oh, it's the mom. How did the egg get to this ship? And right. So at the end, I know it has to be David because I know that specific xenomorph has to move forward. And that part, like, that's where I mean, like, oh, okay, that takes away from the movie for me. Because the chaos that's possible in Prometheus isn't possible here. Which is too bad.
Another interesting thing. So at the beginning of the review, I said, like, I like these as separate movies. Like, I like the David and like androids against each other movie, and then the Alien like being a separate movie.
Yeah.
But one of the writers on this is John Logan, and he co-wrote. No, actually, I think he wrote all of Star Trek Nemesis, and so he wrote the Data and B4 idea.
So he really
like
likes
a superior android, like
yeah,
which is kind of stupidly not a Data and Lore story, which is basically what this Walter and David story is.
Yeah,
from Star Trek Next Generation. He is a co-writer on this movie, Alien Covenant.
Huh.
So I'm like,
interesting.
Did he just take an old script and like shove it in Ridley Scott's face?
He goes through this. He's like, "Hey, so I have this idea. It's
and give it to a better actor. What?
It's called Alien Nemesis.
My script for Nemesis didn't turn out great, but I really love the idea. Would you be willing to work it into?
Well, based on the way you described Jodorowsky's Dune to me, it sounds like that's the same situation.
Yeah, exactly. This guy keeps trying to get Nemesis made right.
Yeah. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I am. He also wrote like Gladiator and stuff. So
yeah,
he's, you know.
So he's in the Ridley Scott wheelhouse.
Yeah, he's not.
But still, like,
this guy's not a hack. He wrote The Aviator.
The two android things. It's like
there's
so much
condescension in your voice.
No, not at all.
Okay, I hope not.
Yeah.
Aviator's a good movie.
Yeah, he wrote Star Trek Nemesis. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, he worked with Brent Spiner because that was like the big push for Nemesis was to kill off Data.
Yeah.
In a satisfying way. That wasn't that satisfying.
Yeah, it's kind of kill Data.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of. More like kill franchise. So that's too bad. Yeah. What else was there? I don't know. I think the xenomorph looks pretty good.
No, it looks great.
I like when it kills those people in the shower.
Yeah.
I felt like a CGI the whole time.
Oh, it totally was.
I don't think there's
I
don't
like a couple times actually when he was walking in the bay, it looked like it was a dude in a suit.
Oh yeah, there's a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're trying to set it up and send it out into space.
Yeah.
There's a couple shots like through things that looks like it's a dude in a suit for sure.
It's still in the daylight. I mean, this movie's not Alien. Like this isn't. There's a monster in the dark.
Right.
Which we know he learned the lesson because he cut. I was talking beforehand, but there's actual footage out there of the alien attacks in Alien that got cut because it looks silly when it walks in on its on all fours and attacks a lady. Like he cut it because in a Jaws-esque way, like seeing the alien takes away from the alien. This he's not. I mean, he's showing you the alien, and he's like, it's gonna.
I mean, it's
right.
ingrained in everybody's head. You can't.
Yeah. And because the sequels show you the alien so much that it's not that scary anymore.
Well, I know the aliens, I think, are such in pop culture. I mean,
yeah.
Besides Alien, they fought predators.
The truth is, I think the neomorph is the scariest that the alien ever gets in this movie because that scene when it kills the woman whose head ends up floating a lot, like when it just shows up behind her and just stands there and looks at her for a while and then pounces, like that was the scariest for me. That
they
the
cut to
got.
that insert of her head floating way too much.
Like that. Look at how good this head in the water looks, man.
I'm just saying, like,
Did you see that?
I saw it at least like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, you are overusing the shot. With
Yeah, but it looked like a good head. I would almost believe that that's just her in the water, and they were like, just put her in the water, and then we won't see the
build a tank around her head.
I do love too
because it looks so good
that you mentioned that. I do love the arrogance of David. Where he's like, you're going to tell me what the fuck is going on. Okay, Captain, right this way. He's like, yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously he was setting him up for the xenomorph, but it's still great. He's like,
But
yeah, I'll
also,
show you.
well, it's almost because he's proud of it. He's like, yeah, dude, I made this thing. It's awesome.
Mother.
Just wait till it bursts out of your chest. You're going to love it. It's so cool. It's just so beautiful.
Next week's on Real Nerds Podcast, we're seeing Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales.
Yeah.
From the Kon-Tiki directors.
I'm hearing it might be good.
I've heard it's good. People are liking Wonder Woman too. I've been hearing that.
Oh man, maybe
who's the founder of Slash Film?
Peter Streda. Did he like it?
Yeah.
All right, that makes me feel better. No one else on Slash Film was very smart, but he's really good. Well, except for that guy. What was his name? Matthew Monagle, who wrote an article this week about how Prometheus might be the boldest science fiction movie in a long time. And he's right. Yeah.
Not bold enough to make your top 10 of movies we saw during this podcast.
Hey, that was a rough list to make.
But there's a Rock movie coming out next week, too, so are you skipping that?
You beaches ain't ready.
That movie's
that
next
comes
week
out
too?
on Wednesday, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We don't see movies come out on Wednesday.
We never double up on movies ever.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's
I
was
want to
reading
see
an
a Baywatch.
article about how this year they're not going to have like a record-breaking summer. But I have a feeling that they're really cannibalizing themselves because so Baywatch is Alien Covenant, then Baywatch, then Pirates, and then you're going to go right into Wonder Woman, and it's just like wow.
Yeah.
It's just I was looking at the schedule. I don't know if it's in August or July. There's 5 movies that come out nationwide at one point, and then next week there's one. Like what? That doesn't even make any sense at all.
Yeah.
So. Whatever.
Weird.
July's going to belong to Spider-Man anyways.
I can see the argument that Baywatch and Pirates don't hit necessarily the same argument or the same audience, right?
But they both exist on the ocean.
I'm talking more that so I think like Alien's going to get lost.
Yeah.
One of those movies is going to get lost.
Totally. Oh, or 2. Mm-hmm. Right? Like if Pirates is the best Pirates sequel, does it eat Wonder Woman's lunch?
It might. Too many movies coming out.
Yeah.
They got to space them out more. I understand, summer movie, everyone's out of school, so.
It could even be a recipe for disaster if there's enough people who saw Batman, Superman, and Suicide Squad and are out. And so when the choice comes between seeing a Pirates movie that they hear is really good and seeing Wonder Woman, even if they're hearing it's good, but, having been more recently burned.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, there's Wonder Woman, and then there's The Mummy right after Wonder Woman.
Yeah, The Mummy.
Well, but The Mummy's already selling really well.
Did you hear that they're tracking a $40 million opening
for
The Mummy?
Yeah.
And they were like, It's the same as when Stephen Summers' Mummy opened up at $40 million. I'm like, yeah, but there's something called inflation.
They're also thinking it's going to open more because they're starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
And when Tom Cruise gets out there and stuff,
and he's like, "No, guys, really, it's good. The trailers are just bad, man. It's all right."
The last trailer is actually pretty good.
I at this point, trailers can't really sell me on a movie. It's the movie itself is going to sell me on the movie.
And they have to sell movies differently now.
Yeah, it's strange. Like I don't mind them playing the song "Paint It Black" for a Mummy movie, but I don't know. It's like I don't know what this movie wants to be based off the trailer. I'm really hoping that it's kind of like a horror movie with a little bit of action.
Well, that's what Tom Cruise. Well, when I say Tom Cruise, that's what he posted on his Facebook account, that it's a horror action movie.
That's what I want. That's all I want, Ryan. Mm-hmm. I want my monsters to be somewhat scary again.
Hey, let me ask you this question. Name a bad Tom Cruise movie.
That's true.
There you go.
But Tom Cruise won't be in the Invisible Man movie, and so I'm looking into the future, and the future doesn't look that bright.
Maybe he's the Van Helsing.
I hope so.
Because he can't die, so he's the superhero of it.
He's not, if you look at IMDb.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, maybe he is the Van Helsing type character, where he can't die. Because remember, he died in the plane crash in the trailer, and he walks away.
Well, they're saying Russell Crowe is going to be the Nick Fury-esque character, and then he'll keep fighting different monsters.
Speaking of which, I walked out. Was there a post-credit sequence in Alien Covenant where Nick Fury asked David to join Dark Avengers?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, I could have stood for a scene where that's what I hated. How come? Okay, all right. I like the engineers and think they're kind of cool. How come they live on a planet where they're all like 16th century peasant farmers? Like when we see them all in that thing, and you're like, they're all wearing rags.
And I thought they were giants, but their ashes are human-sized.
I think that's just because they get they're not super. I mean, they're a little bit big, but it is weird. I feel like they're not as big as they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I did have that thought too, but it was kind of weird because I was really looking forward to seeing Engineer Planet.
You really
and then
didn't
I was
see
like,
it because he killed it all.
Yeah, well, but we have those shots where it's like, oh, you look like Bajorans. That's disappointing.
Well, they don't have cotton and dye like we do, James.
It's also an entire planet of white people. What's really Scott trying to say? Like only white men can have an advanced society.
And then the Aryan-looking guy drops a bomb and kills them all.
Yep.
White on white crime.
So yeah, Cars 3 is after The Mummy.
Yep.
Oh.
And then Transformers 5. And then Baby Driver.
Oh, Baby Driver's going to be awesome.
And then Spider-Man.
Man, Transformers is going to be awesome.
And then Planet of the Apes.
Spidey.
Oh, man.
And then Dunkirk.
Shit, that Dunkirk trailer looks awesome.
Every time I see the poster for War for the Planet of the Apes that just says war on it, I just start going, what is it good for?
No, what makes me excited is they're already tracking like pre-things for Spider-Man, like 150 million.
Nice.
Well, because it has Tony Stark in it.
Marvel movies do well.
Yep. And then you had Spidey.
Especially when they're like, when you've already proven the character. It's actually really smart. Like, prove the character in another movie people are going to go see, and then make unlike Doctor Strange, where you've got to convince them in a first movie and convince them to come see it. Like, if you've already convinced them they like Black Panther and they like this new Spider-Man, like, dude, it's in the bag.
And Spider-Man's already a really popular character. They just need
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, they need to find his way again.
You turn the movies you have into marketing for other movies. It's brilliant.
I forgot to share. There's a great article on the Hollywood Reporter about
it's also
it.
Evil.
About how smart Marvel is, and how they connect. And it's like, oh well, in Doctor Strange, he was mentioned before, like in was it Winter Soldier? He's mentioned in Winter Soldier.
Yeah. And
so people are like, oh, Doctor Strange, oh, I know him. And then like, oh, we're gonna put Thor in the end of Doctor Strange, so Doctor Strange teams up with Thor in Ragnarok, and so you're gonna have all those things happen.
Yeah.
They're all friends from work, guys.
Yep.
He's a friend from work. Great.
Yep.
Cool.
Next week. Bye.
Bye.
Real Nerds Podcast is a Nebulous Visions multimedia production. The Real Nerds would like to thank the Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton and now open in Sloan's Lake. We also would like to thank Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, especially Andrew. Our music has been brought to you by Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios. And, of course, Thanks to James's mother, our most loyal listener. Have a nice day.